fast relief from Vicks Sinex nasal spray. It works in seconds and lasts for 12 hours. 12 hours. So breathe freely, fast with the Vicks Sinex. Use as directed.
Okay, team. There are a lot of people counting us. So are we ready?
Yeah. Well, Coach, boss, we're not ready. We need to restock our restrooms and first aid cabinets. Our fire extinguishers need inspection, and we do need new uniforms.
Well, we can call Cintas to handle all that. So, are we ready to be ready?
Yeah!
More than 1 million businesses trust Cintas to keep them ready. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Head clogged with sinus pressure, congestion, and a stuffy nose? The worst.
This should do it. Robles will squeeze it, and there it is! The Washington Nationals are National League champions! There will be a World Series in D.C.
How about that, huh? 51 years, the Expos and the Nationals have been around but never been to the World Series, and now they are, just like you saw it coming, because you knew they would get through the Dodgers and then sweep through the Cardinals. They are hot. They are playing well. They look like a team that is loose, that is deep, that is good, and kind of look like a team of destiny right now. At least they're destined to the World Series. What is good? Merry Wednesday. 'Tis your opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, the Golden Hoser, and Jason producing for you over on the ProView Networks today, where he's already had the graphic of the Nationals and the ticket to the World Series. Garrett Cole, we'll get into that and the Yankees and the Astros in a little bit, because the Astros have a 2-1 lead now in the American League Championship Series. But for the Nationals, jump out to a big lead, and good night now. I thought I saw them winning. I don't know that I saw a sweep. Did you?
Didn't think there would be a sweep but they was just too little too late from the Cardinals, and the issues that they had all season long were exposed, and they just weren't a good offensive team. Scored 4 runs yesterday, but then you look back at the rest of the series, they're shut out, and then they scored 1 run in Game 2, 1 run in Game 3, and it was just the strength of that national starting pitching. When you get Anibal Sanchez going into the 7th inning with a no-hitter in Game 1, that set the tone for the entire series, and that allowed the Washington Nationals to lean on their 2 studs and really limit how much they have to use that bullpen, and then they got it from their stars. You look at the 1 through 4 hitters last night for the Nationals. They came up with 6 hits altogether, 4 RBIs from those players, getting it done.
Yeah, they got it done, and now they get to rest and watch the Yankees and the Astros go at each other for a while. Probably going to get rain in the Bronx tonight, and not a game tonight. Probably going to get a postponement tonight in New York. They said by rain's supposed to start about 4 o'clock there, and by the time first pitch is due, which is 8 o'clock, they have an 88% chance of rain up there with 23-mile-an-hour winds, which means they'll be raining sideways, which means they'll probably put this thing to bed, which also means an extra day of rest for those pitchers. I think is an advantage for Houston, do you not?
Yes, because you're going back to Verlander and Cole, but I'm not big on Zach Greinke right now, and that's advantage Yankees to have that matchup. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Zach Greinke's going to be back on full rest."
Well, but you were going
to won the last 2 games.
You were going to get him one way or another. So would you rather have him Game 4 or Game 5? Would you rather have him with a 2-1 lead? Or?
It's better to have Tanaka in that case for the Yankees.
Okay,
he's their one guy they can lean on.
Yeah.
And if you're going 4 days in a row, that game is advantage Yankees because best case scenario for them, they can actually take a step back off their bullpen because the rest of that series for them is bullpen.
Well, but how are they going to take a step off their bullpen outside of Tanaka?
They're not.
Right. So they're going to have to go 4 days in
a
a row.
They have to win that game when
bullpen.
Tanaka pitches.
Yeah, because otherwise they're going to have to go deep into their bullpen 3 days and maybe 4 days in a row and run that bullpen where you expect, outside of Greinke, you're going to get 6 to 7 innings out of your starter if you're Houston. So they move on. The Nationals move on. The Astros just were persistent last night. They got the runs early. Garrett Cole wasn't great. First time in his playoff career, he's walked 5 batters. He was not terrific, but he was terrific enough, and
he got out of the jam.
He got out of jams. Nine runners left on base.
It was making the pitches, and then it was the Yankees feeling like they didn't attack those pitches as they should have. For the Yankees, 9 left on base, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position throughout the game. We mentioned the situations early that Garrett Cole had some runners on base. The delay when they had to switch umpires. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, this is could be awkward because that's an easy moment if a team doesn't respond out of that. Everyone's going to point to I think 30 minutes. It was pretty long as they were waiting for the other umpire to switch and get back behind home plate because the home plate umpire had taken 2 foul balls off his mask. But it's one that it doesn't look like they're playing today. It doesn't sound like they're playing baseball today. So as we just kind of laid it out, 4 days in a row, you have to win the Tanaka start, and then keep fingers crossed you can get in a game like you had in Game 2. Yep. Where, Justin Verlander was good, but you took that to extra innings, you had a chance to steal that game.
Yep. All right, come on in today. 246-0610 is the Quan's Auto Care hotline, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at 610knml.com. JJ at 610knml.com. You can find us on the Twitter, _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, it's the OD in the AM. You can watch us on television as well. We are on Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. Also on ProViewNetworks.com, ProView Networks social media platforms on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And, of course, you can go to our Facebook page. It is the OD in the AM. Guest list today, 9:15, expecting an appearance from Adam Deal. He is the executive director, general manager, big dog over at, I always forget. You're looking at me like, yeah, whatever.
CEO.
Oh, CEO over at
ProView.
Is that really his title?
Yeah.
All right. The CEO over at ProView Networks. And we'll talk some high school sports. Where were you this weekend? Were you in, what beautiful burg were you in, Jason?
I was in town.
You were
I was
in
doing
town.
the Cherry Silver.
All right. There was a big volleyball win last night, wasn't there? Like a monumental one last night?
I think they might have, was it?
Did you tell me Highland won for the first
Oh,
time?
he's talking about he flipped it on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was high school. It was Highland's first win since 2013. Women's volleyball.
Wow.
That is monumental.
6 years, bro.
Yes. That is a
Good for them.
great story, as y'all mentioned. We talk about the football team and getting their numbers up, but what they're doing with that athletic department, the kids back out there and energy and excitement is fantastic.
No, that's great. Good for them. Good for the. Did you guys do that game?
No, we did not.
You didn't. All right, but Highland won in volleyball last night for the first time since 2013. That's incredible. Good for them. Man, there's nothing like working and just not winning. And finally, you get that result and you see it, and it validates everything that you're doing, you know? So good for them, and congratulations to them. All right, we're going to get into a lot of football today. Bob Davie had his weekly press conference yesterday. Certainly the Tavaka Tuioti situation did come up. Van asked him that. He said he heard him on the radio and asked him about that. And he said, Bob wanted to make sure he put it in perspective and understand, and it was one time. And right, and that's kind of what he said, right? Mm-hmm. So he got more into that. Any other theme you took out of the Bob presser yesterday?
Nothing new jumped off the page just from our conversation on Monday, and the theme of the week for Bob Davie, and it's been the theme of the last few weeks, just trying to keep it together, development, and bringing up the secondary, going through those guys again, and the challenges and injuries they're facing there, knowing that Jay Griffin is out second week in a row due to personal matters.
Okay.
That was it. And then knowing he addressed the whole hot seat situation at the end, I thought that was fair. He's like, of course, if you look at the record of a head coach that I've had the last 3 years, I would be on a hot seat.
Yeah. He said, 3-9, and where we are now. Yeah, I guess I'm paraphrasing now, but he said, I guess it would be a hot seat. We're judged on wins and losses. All right, so you can get in on that as well. Rams make some trades. We got to get into the NFL stuff when we get back because
you got better on defense, baby.
The Rams were active yesterday.
There is a lot to break down.
Yeah, the Rams,
Los Angeles Rams, and that trade.
Yeah, the Rams were active yesterday. We'll get into a little bit of Mountain West Conference basketball media day. Steve Alford seemed to have been the star of the show in Las Vegas yesterday. Certainly need to touch a little bit more on LeBron if you want. We got all kinds of stuff to do. 246-0610-889, 22-0610 if you want to get in. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, and Jason on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Good morning, Sports Animal. Time is 7:09. Let's take a look at this morning's commute. This report is sponsored by Chili's. 3 for $10 now delivered. Well, we have a report of a disabled vehicle northbound on Unser just south of Montano, blocking the left lane. We also have accident still active westbound on Route 66 in Carnual, just west of Montecito. Slight congestion's happening there. Chili's delivery means you get Chili's 3 for $10 wherever you are in just a few taps, which makes everywhere you go a Chili's. So hi, welcome to your house or your office or the meat lovers section of your in-laws vegan barbecue. Chili's.com/delivery. Together we Chili's. And if you see an accident, make sure to give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
4K a Day is back. Your chance to win big just by listening to us. Listen weekdays for the national keyword at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. When you hear it, text the keyword to 95819 and you could win $1,000. What can you do with the money? Anything you want. Message and data rates may apply. 4K a Day, sponsored locally by Fiesta Kia. A huge selection and a doggone great deal. Get ready to win on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Hands down, Blake's Lotta Burger makes the best pumpkin pie milkshake. We add a real piece of fresh pumpkin pie to our awesome vanilla milkshake to create a creamy fall favorite. Stop into your favorite Blake's Lotta Burger and pick up a pumpkin pie milkshake now at all locations for a limited time.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's Ace's 95th birthday, and we're throwing a party. That's right. Head to your local Ace this Saturday from 11 to 2 for free cake, grilling demos, and great deals, like free assembly and delivery on grills $3.99 and up for Ace Rewards members. Plus, get $7 off each gallon of our top paint brands like Valspar and Clark & Kensington when you buy 2 or more. Don't miss the Ace 95th birthday event this Saturday from 11 to 2. Limit 4 paint gallons. Valid at participating stores through October 28th. See store for details.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
I'd been smoking for a while. I tried vaping when it first came out. It just didn't work for me. But recently, I tried My Blue, and it actually gave me the nicotine satisfaction I was looking for. My Blue is easy to use, and it lasts all day. I even like having the different options. It's nice having a choice. I think other smokers will be surprised by My Blue. I certainly was.
And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
The New Mexico Fermentation Festival is back. October 19th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Gutierrez Hubble House. After all, kombucha, kimchi, sauerkraut, cheese, miso, yogurt, sourdough bread, wine, cider, and beer are all fermented products. Learn how these probiotic-rich products offer unique flavor and potential health benefits. Chef demos, fermentation workshops, a culture swap, local food trucks, museum tours, bike valet, live music, and more. Tickets are limited. Buy yours now at nmfermentationfest.com.
Hi, welcome to heaven.
Wow, thank you.
Here's your wings.
Oh, nice.
Your halo and your bag of chips.
Bag of chips?
Yes, for dipping in the river of Sadie's salsa.
A river of Sadie's salsa?
Yes.
Wow, this is heaven.
Sadie's salsa. It's everywhere.
Now that the balloons are down, head to Sadie's for a pick-me-up. Bring a bag of candy now until Halloween to any of the 3 Sadie's locations, and Sadie's will match your donation for children, youth, and families. Sadie's, serving up authentic New Mexican food for 65 years.
If you have a plumbing emergency at your home or business, call Roto-Rooter for fast emergency plumbing service 24 hours a day. With 80 years experience, when it comes to plumbing emergencies, Roto-Rooter makes things right.
When it comes to your health, what does delivering more mean? It means delivering more of the best and brightest, the state's only academic and research-based medical center. It means delivering more for families. It means adding technology, expanding services, making medical advancements, and reaching a higher level of care. Delivering more means access to New Mexico's only Level 1 trauma center, more area locations, and more personalized services. UNM Health. Delivering more.
Everyone loves that new car smell. But what about that new car look? If your paint is peeling or fading, don't get a new car. Get a new paint job. Call now to book a free estimate backed by our nationwide warranty. Uh-oh? Better get Mako.
Panera has new breakfast wraps. And yeah, they're an easy on-the-go start to your day. But these are no microwave and go wraps. These are slow-smoked Chipotle chicken, egg, and avocado go-getters. They're maple bacon, eggy smoked Gouda bundles of portable bliss. And they all pair perfectly with our new cold brews. All this can be yours in an instant with rapid pickup. For breakfast that's fast, not fast food. Panera, food as it should be.
Albuquerque's Lobo Station, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
You're frustrated. Lions are frustrated. The Broncos are frustrated. Everybody who's not the Patriots and the Packers are probably frustrated with officiating in the National Football League this season. The competition committee is met and is meeting and talking about it and said, let the season play out. It is a brand new rule. So it sounds like they're not going to do anything about the pass interference deal at any point this season. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, Jason's producing for you over on the video or the visual side today. I mean, isn't that kind of what you get out of that? It's a brand new rule that'll play out. We're not doing much.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with all the flags, right? I mean, those were other penalties. Like the emphasis was just flag, 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 flag.
Well, this is on the pass interference specifically, but
it's one of the talking points coming out of the weekend. And that's what you're going to see is outwardly the NFL almost halfway through a season. It's not going to be like, yeah, we're changing the way we're calling everything. Now, they might actually do it inward, like within themselves, to say, hey, limit the throwing of the flags, because we've seen that happen actually. But it's one that it's going to have to go in the offseason again, have their meetings, and have to get together and have to talk it out and figure out what they're doing about this game.
Yep. And what do you think? I mean, I think they should do something midseason. I think they have. I think it's become such a gigantic issue. I think that they need to do something,
or at least the appearance of something, because it's what everyone is hung up on. You can't get past it. There's absolutely no data to back up if there's more flags than. I mean, not no data. Like, they're throwing flags. But in some of the conversation I was listening to yesterday, they're like, there's, in terms of bad calls, that's what I'm getting to. Like, there's no data. There's more bad calls now than there was 5 years ago. It's just feels like every single moment there's a flag.
All right, so I don't buy into the argument that there's more cameras and more, pylon cam and first down marker cam, whatever we call that thing, that we have more views. We've had a lot of views for quite a long time, and I just don't buy that. I just think we don't know what a penalty is anymore. And when you see one thing called and the same thing not called 2 or 3 plays later, I think then you start to say, well, why was that a penalty and why is this not? I'm not going to lie to you. I think the fact that we've got former referees in every booth now adds to the problem. We've traditionally had one guy calling a play and another guy that would analyze the play, and now we've got to have a guy to analyze the officials because nobody knows what the damn rules are. Like, at that point, it would be a whisper that the game has gotten to the point where it's maybe there's too much there. Maybe it's too damn complicated. Maybe there's something going on. And it's just hard to watch a game now.
Well, I don't mind the explanation, especially when you don't understand what they were thinking. I think it's helpful to at least put it in perspective or context, whatever it might be.
I think that's
and it's not all the time. We don't get it. We just get it in those major moments.
We get it a lot.
It feels like it's all the time now, and I think that's adding to the frustration as you have a referee explaining like everything and like, oh, there was an incomplete pass, but let's go back and look and see if there could have been pass interference while we look at this replay.
And then you go back and
the voice
say
of this former official on a play that is not going to get reviewed anyway, but there's pass interference, so there's 50% of the fans watching upset in the moment as is. And when you look at Monday Night Football, it wasn't complicated. It wasn't too hard. It was just 2 missed calls. They thought it was hands to the face, and they got it wrong. Like, there's nothing complicated about that. It was a mistake.
And then you go back to the reviews, and you've got the booth official meaning the guy on the television side, saying, well, they could call it here. I mean, his hands did get there, and you see his arms locked down a little, but I think they get away with – I mean, it's 50-50, man. Even he doesn't know. Even you don't know. You're watching it, and you still – because, honestly, now on pass interference, it's become like holding. You pretty much can call it on every play, and you can call it both ways, by the way. Right? I mean, the offense guy is pushing as much as the defensive guy is. So I don't know what it is. And all I know is, it is a problem. And I didn't think the NFL could get themselves to a place where they had that sort of a problem, where they're starting to hurt their product, but they have. And there's a lot of people, like you said to me the other day, man, Sundays used to be for you. You're all about it. Now you're like, if I'm around, I'll watch it. But, you don't feel like you're missing football on Sundays, do you?
I'm not. I don't have to be glued to my couch and have it on. Like, I'll consume it, my fantasy team, but in terms of like blocking out that 11 to 5:30 and even Sunday Night Football.
Yep.
That's a long time.
You got a kid.
Yeah, but I could sit at home and watch him as well, and I don't feel like I'm missing out. I think there's just more frustration right now than anything because we've spent our football talk the last 2 days probably. 85% of it feels like it's just been on the refs.
There's no doubt.
What about your team, JJ? Do you sit down and watch a whole Bronco game?
No.
Tomorrow night? You won't watch a game tomorrow night?
I'll watch it tomorrow night because it's the only one on.
Okay. But on a Sunday afternoon.
I don't just consume strictly Broncos for the entire game.
Red Zone, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Red Zone keeps you up to date on everything.
My Red Zone is the NBC.
No, Red Zone Red Zone is phenomenal.
No, it does. I got a little glimpse of it. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
All right. Jalen Ramsey got what he wanted.
Boy, did he.
And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars probably did too. Jaguars sent Ramsey to the Rams yesterday. First-round picks in 2020 and 2021, and a fourth-round pick in 2021 as well. Ramsey is in the last year of his deal. The Rams are going to now have to pay him. And he joined – there's a couple of former Jags, right? Dante Fowler's back there. I think Blake Bortles is there. That were all taking top 5 draft picks from 14 to 16 by Jacksonville. Rams earlier in the day, and obviously they knew this was coming, they traded Marcus Peters. They're beat up in the backfield. Aqib Talib is out in the defensive backfield. It's expensive. Now, when the Cowboys last year went and spent a first-round pick on on Amari Cooper, there was a lot of criticism. This is expensive, isn't it? 2 first-round picks.
It's expensive. So this is, as you broke it down, Aqib Talib goes to IR. They trade Marcus Peters to Baltimore. They get better at the cornerback position. They get a standout player at cornerback. They are not a better football team today. And they are not good enough to overcome 5 straight years without a first-round pick. This is a huge moment for Sean McVay, the Los Angeles Rams, because from 2017 to 2021, this franchise will not have a first-round pick. Now, out of it, they've acquired Brandon Cooks, Jalen Ramsey, and the ammunition to move up that year to select Jared Goff. But as we sit right now, this is going to come back and hurt the Los Angeles Rams because their problem is the offensive line. It's not the secondary.
And they
it's
just
not
lost
stopping any number one wide receivers in that division. It is getting Jared Goff in a position to succeed because right now Jared Goff is the 3rd most pressured quarterback in the NFL according to Pro Football Focus, and we've seen how that's worked out the last 3 weeks. He just threw for 78 yards against the San Francisco 49ers. So what you need to find out is that first call from the Rams better have been in Washington and say, hey, we'll take 2 round picks for Trent Williams. No, you won't? Okay. Well, let's go out there and get Jalen Ramsey then, I guess. Because if they didn't inquire about fixing their biggest problem, this is not a good move moving forward for the Rams.
And they just lost an offensive lineman for the rest of the season. I agree with you on the line, and I think this is too expensive. I think this is a wow move, a splash move. I think it's look what we just did now. I can't agree with you more as far as what it does for them long term. I think it hurts them, obviously draft-wise. I don't know what they've got now to move up. And you got to sign him, and you got to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And they just paid Todd Gurley, Jared Goff. They paid Aaron Donald. And they got to pay him and stay under the cap. I love having Jalen Ramsey on your team, but I don't know how at that cost this goes well for the long run. And to your point, you know, if you were doing this to win now, if you thought that was going to get you over the hump and get you back to the Super Bowl, I'd say, all right, I'm listening. I don't know that I think that does it. You've got a lot more problems, and certainly offensively, than just a lockdown corner. And he's good. He's really, really, really good. But I wonder what this does to you for the future. I think I'm with you on the same page. Yeah. And if you're the Jaguars, you're like, yes, he wanted out. He was leaving anyway. I just got 2 first-round picks for that.
A great return for Jalen Ramsey and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's one where you finally had the football people get you the owner and be like, shot. I know you like Jalen Ramsey. I think it's cool to have a superstar defender. This is the deal we have to make.
The Rams traded Marcus Peters, former Pro Bowl cornerback, to the Ravens, and they got a linebacker named Kenny Young and a 5th-round pick in 2020 back. All right. I just, you know, the owner of the Jaguars said he had a heart-to-heart meeting with Jalen Ramsey. He didn't want to trade him. The Rams came in with 2 first-round picks. 2! The price was right. He goes to L.A. 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Hey, are you shopping for your first house? Maybe it's been a few years since you've owned a home. You're back in the market. We all know how hard it can be to come up with the money you need for a down payment on a home, and that's why Kirtland Federal Credit Union is offering Jump Start. Jump Start is a down payment assistance program. It provides a grant up to $6,000 towards your down payment. Jump Start's just for first-time home buyers and for those who've not owned a home in the last 3 years. To see if you qualify, talk to my friends over at Kirtland Federal Credit Union's Home Loan Center. Stop by and see them at the new Home Loan Center, centrally located on the northeast corner of Jefferson and Osuna. Or give them a call at 1-800-880-5328. 1-800-880-5328. All the details are online, kirtlandfcu.org/jumpstart. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, they're more than military. They are for life. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender, federally insured by the NCUA.
Sports Animal Time is now 7:26. Time to take.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger.
Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick.
Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing
Back, you got a chance to win big
experience.
just by listening to us. Listen weekdays. National Keyword comes your way at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. When you hear it, text 95819 and you could win $1,000. Message and data rates may apply. 4K a day, sponsored locally by Fiesta Kia. A huge selection and a doggone good deal. Get ready to win on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Opening drive, Jeff J.J. Hoser, Jason producing for you over on the visual medium that is ProView Networks. You can get in at 246-0610 or 922-0610. Big night tonight out at the ball pitch. United, second to final game on the regular season schedule. They are home against Tacoma. Wednesday night and Saturday night, Tacoma and Las Vegas. They are one spot below the line on the USL Championship Western Division, right? Table, and need some points to move up and get into the playoffs.
Now is the time you can say it's must win. You win the last two, that team be in 10th place. Because right now, 7 teams have clinched playoff spots. So it's 8, 9, and 10. Austin Bold have 2 games left. They're at 47 points. LA Galaxy 2, San Antonio FC, the 2 teams just in front of New Mexico United right now, only have 1 game left. So there's 6 possible points for New Mexico United.
They play on Saturday, those teams?
I think.
I would assume the season's they probably end for everybody on Saturday.
Austin Bold plays tonight with the chance to solidify themselves and lock up the 8th playoff position of the 10. So it's just.
It would and not necessarily lock up number 8, but lock up right.
Yeah, just so 8 of 10 spots.
Lock up a spot, but
not the exact placement just yet. And for New Mexico, they have to score first. They played from behind the last 2 games, and then they were caught chasing. The Tulsa one is even more frustrating when you realize they were a man up since the 73rd minute at the end of that game, and to give up that goal in the 96th minute. And for New Mexico, scoring first would take a little bit of the pressure off, allow them to play on the front foot, put some pressure on Tacoma. Because if you get another goal against, and it's, oh no, here we go again, chasing the game just to tie it, and then trying to take the lead, it's not going to end well for New Mexico.
Last time out, New Mexico got beat. Extra minutes, 96th minute on a late goal by Tulsa. They lose 2-1 there. Before that, they had a draw with Rio Grande Valley, a draw with Phoenix, another late goal. That was a 90th minute tally by Phoenix. They lost to Reno. Their last victory came back Saturday, September 14th, which is now over a calendar month ago, when they beat Colorado Springs 3-1. They were on a 2-game winning streak there, because before that they had beaten Oklahoma City 3-1, and then before that the Orange County lost 2-0. So they've got just those 2 losses in their last 7 matches. 2 wins in the last 7 matches, and a couple of draws. So it's big for them. What's happened? I know everybody got really excited and they played so well, and I think this is probably what an expansion team is supposed to look like, right? Fighting for a playoff spot, hovering around that 500 mark. But when you had such the hot start and made the run in the U.S. Open Cup, obviously the bar was raised to a standard that potentially wasn't fair.
This team is at the level that they should be at. Now, there's a couple of those games, and we've been through it ad nauseum about the ties, the late goals against, what could easily flip this, and then you're looking at a team that's already clinched a playoff spot. So it's not terrible, but you see some of the holes of a first-year franchise, a team that maybe doesn't have the same chemistry to finish out games like their opponents have. Like when they played Phoenix, and you see that team in crunch time and what they've been able to do. When you see even the teams below them, Tulsa, etc., but those are franchises that have years in and players that have been there, done that together in some cases. For me, I'm right there with you. I think the U.S. Open Cup run inflated expectations, which were higher than reality. And it's left a lot of people frustrated, but I think this is still a really good year with that cup run where this team is, because they are here because they are talented. They don't just have a bunch of young guys going, oh, maybe this guy's going to hit. Like when you look at Suggs, Schmidt, and Sandoval, and Santi Moar, and Chris Wehan, there's guys with enough of a resume, which is why they're still fighting for a playoff spot. And they haven't fallen off the cliff with some of these rough patches on all the games that they have had. So I think it's been a little bit of everything. The expectations a little higher because of the Open Cup run. A couple of those games didn't go their way with those ties, but yet they're still here with a chance to go to the postseason.
All right, dig into a little bit of what they've got, because Tacoma's in front of them tonight. Tacoma is the second worst team in the division. However, Tacoma's won 2 in a row. Now, they beat a Colorado Springs team who's probably done and is the bottom of the table. But before that, they beat Fresno 4-1, and Fresno, as I look at the standings, is the number 3 team in the standings, and they beat them 4-1.
And with Tacoma, they are the Seattle Sounders USL affiliate, so they got a lot of young guys that are still playing. The same thing goes for the Switchbacks. They are affiliated with the Rapids, so there's a lot of players still trying to put stuff on paper for the big club and show their development. And that's one of the interesting things about this league is you look at these development teams and you're like, oh, we got to get points against these squads. Well, they're pretty good. Like there's a reason those teams, even when you look at Tacoma Defiance and Colorado Springs Switchbacks being at the bottom of the table, but why they can win some of those games late, why Tacoma Defiance has won the last two just with their program and just consistency of being together. And yeah, they're below you, so you should win these games at home, but that's been the problem for New Mexico United. The game they played at Tacoma, they lost 3-2. What happened? They gave up 2 early goals and they were left chasing the game and needing something crazy in the final minute. So I think that's why scoring first has to be it sounds stupid, like, oh, of course you want to score first, but like this team can't play from behind again. If they play from behind again, they're going to be staring at a draw and a lot of frustration.
Where are they above the neck?
Seems like they're okay the way they've been talking and handling it. I'm not really sure how they are coming off the Tulsa one, because that one stings when you're a man up, goal in the 96th minute. But up until then, from being out there and listening to the players and talking with them, they've been locked in. So that's why I think energy early, and get that goal, get on that front foot, settle in, be the aggressor as opposed to chasing the game. That's going to bode well for New Mexico tonight.
United is 0-2 in their last 4. Tacoma will come in tonight 2-1-1 in their last 4, having won their last 2 matches. New Mexico 10 wins, 10 losses, 12 draws, and a goal differential of 0, meaning they've scored and given up the exact same amount of goals. I mean, that is, if any, that screams 500 club, right? Which is an expansion club. If you sit here when they start out without knowing what this was going to be, right? The opener was back on March 9th. If you sat here and said, well, if we're going into October, we're mid-October, and they got those last 2 home matches, and they're a 500 club, and they're 1 spot out with two to go. That's a pretty good season, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you said there's an expansion club, and you would say that's probably pretty good, and I still think it is. is. Yeah. They've got an opportunity to get into the postseason in their expansion season. Mm-hmm. When we close the book, whenever it's done, we'll look back at the season and say, look at the ebb and the midsummer run through the Cup.
Yeah, once you get a little bit away from it, if they miss the playoffs, it's going to get better and better and better as you go into next year. But it's welcome to the big time. The frustration that you see on the Mexican United Nation Facebook page, the people that are buying into it, like, welcome to being a sports franchise when people are calling for your coach to be fired with 2 games left in the season.
Are people really calling for the coach to be fired?
Oh, yeah.
Where? I mean, it's not my world. That's why I'm asking you.
United Facebook page, and you might seem like, oh, whatever, but like in the span of like 5 months, that page is like 5 to 6.
No, I'm not whatevering it at all.
I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying like if you think about it, like they started that around when the season started,
yeah.
And they're finishing it with like.
No, I'm not whatevering it at all.
I'm just saying like for that build in that short amount of time to just get that much reaction, it is really impressive. Yes. It's back in the days of when the Lobo message board was popping. It's that style. So you have people with that frustration, like, oh, he can't get him motivated. He doesn't know what he's doing. So
what do they want? Who do they want? Jeremy Fishbein? I mean, what do they want?
Yeah. It's already at that point where people are thinking, well, if you're a soccer fan, you see it in the big-time clubs all the time. You can't quite have that kind of turnover. You don't have that kind of financial ability to be rolling through coaches as you do at the highest level.
I'm going to ask you this question, and I ask you because I don't know, and I think you have a better grasp on this. If they don't get into the playoffs, is their head coach in trouble?
No.
Okay.
Flat out, no.
I mean, I didn't even think about that until probably the last 4 minutes.
But it's a big time soccer mindset when you see a lot of these, professional clubs at the highest level. You could see them cycle through a manager.
This isn't the highest level, right?
Exactly. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Not at all. Troy Lesesne is not in the hot seat, but you still have people that are that invested in it, and they think, oh, United need to do this, United need to do that. Yes, but they can't quite do it at the level you're used to if you follow a big-time soccer club. It's not the same.
All right, I want Jason's thoughts on it, too. When we come back, 246-0610. I'd love your thoughts on United. Are you going out tonight? We got 2 matches left on the regular season schedule. Where are you? Are you excited? Are you one of those people, and if you are, I'd love to hear your thoughts, that have opinions on coaching and style of play and season. Look, you've had some breaks go against you. You've also had some breaks now. I know you always forget the ones that go your way, but you've had some breaks go your way as well. But here you are, 2 games left, both at home, and you got a chance to get in the postseason. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ Hoser, and Jason on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is now 7:42. Time to take another look here at Wednesday morning's commute. Let me start off with the good news. Earlier we had a disabled vehicle on Unser. That is now been cleared. Still active right now is northbound motorcycle, single vehicle disabled crash / disabled vehicle there. Northbound tramway near San Rafael blocking the right lane. We also have reports that animals all were on or near the road between Idalia, between Iris and Patchman Road. If you happen to go through that area, make sure to reduce your speed and keep a lookout. We also have an accident eastbound on Rio Bravo near 2nd Street with heavy backups forming there. And then newest accident to pop up is westbound I-40, just west of Carlisle, blocking the right lane and shoulder. If you see an accident, make sure to give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. This report is also sponsored by Chili's 3 for $10 now delivered. Chili's delivery means you can get Chili's 3 for $10 wherever you are in just a few taps. Just makes everywhere you go a Chili's. So hi, welcome to your house or your office or that meat lover section of your in-laws vegan barbecue. Chili's.com/delivery. Together we Chili's. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. With quality parts and know-how, Napa Auto Parts and Auto Care Centers can help you keep your car on the road. NFL officiating is a major problem. After the league reacted to the what is a catch morass, it snuck in the helmet rule. Then came last year's pass interference non-call fiasco in the Rams-Saints NFC title game. That began the offensive and defensive pass interference challenge rule, which has been horrendous. Only one person really truly knows what clear and obvious means, and that's Alberto Replay Reversal or non-reversal river run, depending on your point of view. This replay deal has got to go away. Sometimes it feels to me as if the officials are robots doing what they think the competition committee wants, and their holding and crackback calls are frustrating both coaches and fans alike. We all feel it. We can all tell that there's something wrong. What a mess. I'm Boomer Esiason.
CBS Sports Radio. Napa know-how.
This October, it's no trick. A 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil is just $26.99. Plus, get a treat, a $10 Visa gift card. Because the only thing spookier than ghouls and ghosts is engine sludge. That's Mobil 1 5-quart jugs for $26.99 plus $10 back. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/19.
Lowe's helps property maintenance pros save on what they need to do the job right. Look up to 35% off select appliance special values. And through our quote support program, you can get discounts on large volume purchases, like 4-piece kitchen suites as low as $1,169. Save every day on 5-gallon pails of Valspar 2000 interior paint starting at $89.98. Plus, get 5% off eligible purchases every day just by using your Lowe's business credit account. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Appliance offers valid through 10/23. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
You might be beating me on this bracket, but in the game of life, Carlisle, I got it all.
The game of life. I've already walked off the field, I've showered, and I'm home in bed.
Weekdays at 3, the Sports Animal.
It's easy to vote early in Sandoval County. Early voting runs now through November 2nd for the 2019 local election. For a list of early voting locations, go to sandovalcountynm.gov. Remember, Sandoval County, your vote is your voice.
In most situations, it's easy to debate who is the greatest of all time. But when you need collision repair, there's only one clear GOAT. Quanz has won a Best of the City award for the past 6 years straight. Don't go to any collision repair shop. Go to the better collision repair shop at Quanz Auto Body. Our award-winning customer service and certified collision repair makes Quanz better than the competition. Make the better choice and visit Quanz Auto Body in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho.
For live music, food, beer, and fun, don't miss the Edgewood Celtic Festival, Saturday, October 19th. Highland Games competitions and dancing too. Admissions just $5. Kids are free. The Edgewood Celtic Festival, Saturday, October 19th, just north of I-40.
Has your lawn seen better days? Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque offers a wide range of lawn care services to get your lawn back to beautiful. Because Lawn Doctor is locally owned and they've been able to develop lawn care solutions with New Mexico's soil and climate in mind. So whether you need lawn fertilization, power seeding, rub control, or outdoor pest control, Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque will improve the overall look and health of your lawn. Call Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque today at 884-4433 for a free evaluation. That's 884-4433.
TJ Trout here, and fall fishing in New Mexico is fantastic. Take it from me. For more information or to buy your license online, visit the Department of Game and Fish website at wildlife.state.nm.us. Get out and fish, New Mexico.
Ron Peterson Firearms has been in business for over 50 years, offering one of the largest selections of new and used firearms and modern firearms accessories and ammunition. See for yourself why Ron Peterson Firearms is the most trusted gun shop in New Mexico, located in the historic Nob Hill District on Central, just east of Washington.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. When you're hurt in a car wreck, time matters. The amount of time it takes you to call for help, the amount of time it takes you to get medical treatment, and the amount of time it takes you to call an attorney can all affect the value of your case. We have a team of professionals and a network of experts who are waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. The faster you call us, the faster we can get you all the money you deserve. In a wreck, need a check? Call Little Row Injury Attorney today at 544-4444. We're available 24/7.
Road can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
Smart homes, dramatic master suites. See it all and vote for your favorite homes at the Parade of Homes this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go to ParadeNM.com to get the map or download the app. The Parade of Homes. Admission is free.
Last spot.
Catch the Sports Bar with Michael Carlisle and Mike Trujillo. Local talk today at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, you got baseball maybe today. Maybe. Certainly not in the National League. Oh, no. They'll be all cozy. The Cardinals will be back home, clean out their lockers. Close the roof.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, you can't do that at Yankee Stadium. Nationals will be chilling, stretching, getting ready for the World Series, setting up their pitching rotation. Nationals beat the Cardinals last night, swept the National League Championship Series. It is Washington, not Washington. No, it is Washington. Not Washington. The Washington Nationals are in the World Series. First time in that franchise's history. Next up, it's the Yankees and the Astros. We think, scheduled for tonight, but, JJ, by all indications, we're going to get some rain in New York City, and there's a really good chance of postponement tonight.
That's what it sounds like.
All right. 246-0610.
I'm no weatherman, but yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, the weather guys. So, weather guys have it great. 88% chance of rain, 23 miles an hour wind. That's like when we pick games, right? We're wrong.
Oh, yeah.
We never report that as fact. We say, well, I guess they don't either. Well, it should be. It's a forecast. It's not fact. It should sweep through here.
We're weather dudes for sports.
I guess.
The exact same thing.
When you're picking games. we really don't do a game picking segment, do we?
No, but opinionating on what could happen and versus what happens. It's the exact same thing.
All right, so we're just weather guys in bad clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's
not as fancy.
Yeah.
In front of the green screen.
Hey, Jason, grab the mic real quick. Jason's producing for you over on ProView Networks, and I know you're a United guy, and are you okay that I didn't even really ask you about this? But all right, never mind. Step away from the mic. Never mind.
Mute him. Just kidding.
Step away from the mic. Your thoughts on United, because I know you're a fan. You're a soccer guy, and I don't know. You probably follow it closer than most, but are you one of those fire the coach guys, or because I know you got into this year?
Yeah, no, not in your expansion year at all. Just for us getting to the tournament and possibly making waves in the tournament. that's just huge for expansion year. But we're not somebody like the U.S. men's national team.
You're not?
Who's losing to Canada after all this years and years of greatness.
Whoa.
We're in our expansion year.
Yeah, at least we're not those guys.
Whoa, yeah, we're not gonna. All right, that's fair. And thank you for that. So, and I know I don't mean to ask you questions like I'm interviewing you, but you certainly are much more, I think, emotionally tied into this than I am, and certainly more knowledgeable than I am. And I don't, I'm happy to understand when I have a blind spot. And I think they will make the playoffs. I think they're going to get 3 points out of these last two matches. I'm sorry, I think they're going to get 4 points out of the last 2 matches is what I think. But what the hell do I know? It's just like predicting the weather. If for some reason they don't make the playoffs, does that...
If they get 4 points,
they're in, right?
No, because if San Antonio wins, that puts them
they
at
need to win a
47 points.
So they'd be out.
United get 4 points at 46.
So they need.
So you'd need
6.
Well, that would then, if they only get 4 points, you fingers crossed that LA2 or San Antonio loses their last game.
Yeah, I see that.
Because if either of those teams win,
okay,
you have to get 6.
So
there's still even that little bit of an out. But I think that's the frustrating thing is, while okay, it's not must-win soccer, you've placed yourself out of position. If you don't win, you're still waiting on results.
All right. So, well, okay. The bottom line: if you don't win tonight, then you don't control your own destiny. Mm-hmm. Well, you could not control your own destiny. All right. My point is, if they don't make the playoffs, and I believe they will, okay, and I preface that with, is the run to the quarterfinals of the Open Cup make this season successful? And obviously it's successful off the field. Everything about the franchise is beyond successful. And so that's not even where I'm going. Because I believe being competitive until the last game of the year for an expansion franchise with what they've done with a fan base like that, I believe it's a success no matter what happens.
I'm right there with you. And it was a lot of learning for everyone, myself included, even being a soccer fan who diving in to the USL Championship and how big that league is and just the differences from, Phoenix Rising to a Tacoma and, learning about affiliates versus, independent franchises like we see now with New Mexico United. But the Open Cup run doesn't happen. Even when you look at it and you start peeling back the layers of when the MLS teams come into the competition and those first couple of rounds they play, and maybe they're not playing their guys, but you still see the difference that USL champion teams aren't getting to the Final 8 all that much. It's maybe one here. This year they were 2.
Yeah.
And that matters for the league, and those moments are huge because then you get a situation where, okay, we can put ourselves out there against the best. When they went on that field against Minnesota United, and you saw what a top-level team can do. It's okay, we went on this run, but there's work
there's
to
a
do.
different level.
Yeah. So I think it's an eye-opening experience throughout the entire season. People just continued to buy in, be invested, and now you're here at the end, and a lot of United fans living on the edge with the last 2 games, but it sets up for you because you got them at home.
And they matter.
If you win, you control your own destiny.
And they matter. All right, come on in. Love to hear your thoughts. We're going to talk a little football. I want your thoughts on the trades yesterday. Titans have a new starting quarterback.
30.
You saw this coming. I think this was about the week you probably said it was coming, too. Who that is and why. You get Broncos and Chiefs tomorrow. You can get into LeBron
20
as well. It's the opening drive. Jason's producing for you on ProView Networks. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and Hoser on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Here's a new home for Lobo Talk, and you're listening to it.
Lobo Talk. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy.
Catch the voice of the Lobos, Robert Portnoy, right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Every week as he talks with Lobo coaches, players, and more. Lobo Talk, Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
We save money for vacations or a new car, but who puts cash away in case the garage door breaks? Nobody. Scott Stigler here. My friend Andy Pablo at Windsor Door Sales has you covered. Repair or replace a standard-sized garage door at your home for as low as $10 to $15 a month, or buy it today with no payments and no interest for a whole year. You can afford a nicer door with Windsor Door Sales financing programs. Learn more at WindsorDoorSales.com or call 345-6604. Subject to credit approval.
Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection
Don't
on
sacrifice
the road
quality
and
of
on
flavor.
the water.
When you're
See
in a
how much
hurry,
you can save
Golden
in as
Pride
little as
offers
3
ribs,
minutes
fried
at
chicken,
1-800
green and red
Progressive
chili
and
breakfast burritos, and
Progressive.com.
front
Ready for another
Cinnabon.
awesome sweet deal? Your next amazing meal is calling. This week's sweet deal is from Tomasitas Albuquerque. This Friday at 9 a.m. You'll get $50 to Tomasitas for only $25. Wow, that's a sweet deal.
Real corn, real New Mexico chili, real beef, real honey. That's what Tomasita's restaurant has been serving since 1974. When Tomasita Leyva opened her restaurant, she made everything from scratch using her grandmother's recipes. And to this day, that's still the Tomasita's way. Whether you're in the mood for a piping hot Rieno, a mouth-watering tamale, a cool margarita, or a refreshing cerveza, an oversized burrito, or a smothered enchilada, savor the taste of Tomasitas. Now in Albuquerque on I-25 and Jefferson in front of Century Rio 24. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, happy hour Monday through Friday.
Get your $50 to Tomasitas Albuquerque for only $25. Click the Sweet Deals logo starting Friday at 9 a.m.
Go to sportsanimalabq.com and click on the Sweet Deals logo. We know you'll be saying sweet.
Home values are rising. Jack Thompson here, CEO of Legacy Mortgage. Home values are rising, and now is a great time to put your equity to work. Pay off high interest rate credit cards, fund your children's college tuition, or take the vacation of your dreams. Interest rates remain low. Home values are rising. Now is the time to call Legacy Mortgage. Call us at 296-4747. That is 296-4747, or log on at LegacyLinds.com. And go Lobos.
Formerly known as St. Clair Winery. We're going back.
NMLS number 249314, Equal Housing Lender.
The New Mexico Fermentation Festival is back October 19th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Gutierrez Hubble House. After all, kombucha, kimchi, sauerkraut, cheese, miso, yogurt, sourdough bread, wine, cider, and beer are all fermented products. Learn how these probiotic-rich products offer unique flavor and potential health benefits. Chef demos, fermentation workshops, a culture swap, local food trucks, museum tours, bike valet, live music, and more. Tickets are limited. Buy yours now at nmfermentationfest.com.
There's only one place to go for more football fun.
Play Football Frenzy at Isleta Resort and Casino.
Score a touchdown and your team wins up to $5,000.
Football Frenzy now through October 27th at Isleta Resort and Casino.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
I'd been smoking for a while. I tried vaping when it first came out. It just didn't work for me. But recently, I tried My Blue, and it actually gave me the nicotine satisfaction I was looking for. My Blue is easy to use and it lasts all day. I even like having the different flavors and nicotine options. It's nice having a choice. I think other smokers will be surprised by My Blue. I certainly was.
And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
Welcome back to Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery Trivia. Now to the next question. Susan and Tom just ordered a party-sized bag of candy, a piñata, and a karaoke machine for their kid's 8th birthday party, all using Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery. Assuming there are 10 rambunctious kids at the party, what else will she need to order in one day? Adam.
Aspirin?
Correct. Introducing One-Day Delivery from Amazon Prime. Order from millions of items. Tranquility delivered.
This hour's 4K a day national keyword is call, C-A-L-L. Text it to 95819 for your chance to win.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM 610 KNML Albuquerque.
Broncos and Chiefs tomorrow night, Thursday night football here on your home for the National Football League. 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. 6 o'clock is when the coverage will start from Denver, Colorado. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Hoser. Jason's producing for you on the ProView networks. Come on in, 246-0610 or 888-922-0610. We've gone from baseball to the Rams trade with the Jaguars, Yankees and Astros last night, Nationals and Cardinals last night, NFL replay stuff, wherever you want to go, 246-0610. We'll get you some emails. Dwight says, I got no problem, Jeffers, with replay. There just needs to be a 90-second review limit, in my opinion. The refs can't make a determination after that. The call on the field stands. The game continues. Friday night, you had 4 to 5 minute review. A few downs followed by another 4 to 5 minute review. Made an already hard-to-watch Lobo game, which is brutally long. You know, there's something to that. I mean, obviously, you've got the review session, but then if you're changing it, the other part of what goes on in those is where was the ball, where was the clock, right? So let's say you called it a complete pass, the clock ran, then the flag came out, and you determine it's incomplete, right? Part of that conversation is, all right, we got to go back to where was the line of scrimmage? Let me back up the tape. All right, bring it back to the 32-yard line and reset the clock. When was it down, forward at 13:16? You know, that is part of that conversation as well. But to your point, yeah, they're really freaking long. You're like, I don't care. Just, I know.
Yes.
I know.
There's no way to streamline it when you want to say, hey, we need replay to just make sure these things are okay, put a time limit on it. That still means things are going to be reviewed. It comes down to the flags that are thrown.
Yeah.
Yep. It's still going to happen whether every play is reviewed or not.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Real quick, we're going to go to the phones. I on a somewhat personal note for our show. You guys know James Lindemuth, right? Mm-hmm. James has been a part of our show. He's called us ever since I've been here. He's co-hosted the Saturday show with Mike Adams. Yeah. He is filled in for us. I went and saw James in the hospital right now, and holding on and fighting. And I know he might even be listening to the show. He called us 2 days ago?
Yeah, Monday morning.
Went and saw him and his mom and his wife and just sending love to James.
Absolutely.
James has been a dear friend, I think, to all of us, and a huge contributor to our show. And he's been at all our parties. He's been a part of this radio station family, and certainly part of this show. And went over to the hospital yesterday. I'm going to try to get over again today and just spend a little time with James. I will tell you this: pretty damn happy that his Niners beat the Rams on
49ers, baby.
So there's part of me like I hate. That's the first time in my life, I believe, I've had a little bit of satisfaction that the Niners beat the Rams, because I don't think there's ever been anything else. But he enjoyed it and it made him smile.
Oh, that's great.
But he's battling right now, and there was actually his wife played me a voicemail. Jim Rome called him.
Really?
And left him a voicemail. And I thought that was really cool.
That's really
cool. Romy to do as well. But James, Catherine, if you're listening, we love you, and just keep fighting and feel good, and we're all behind you, and you know, we're thinking about you constantly. I know you guys feel the same
Absolutely.
way. All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Edward, good morning.
You know, I'm honored to call James a casual friend by way of this radio station. I think he's a very talented man, very honest, you know, very he's a man of his word, and, you know, hopefully he is lifting, and I just want to uplift his spirit. He'll be in my prayers for sure, and maybe I'll text you later, and if it's okay, maybe I'll go visit him just to say hello and wish him well.
Yeah.
Because we have an obligation to be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, Jeff, right?
I hope so. It'd be
that's our goal.
Make it a better world, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're a family, a dysfunctional family, yes, but a family nonetheless. And James, if you're listening, God bless you, you know, and I think things are going to be okay, and we'll try to keep you in our thoughts and our minds. I wanted to say briefly about the NFL, you know, officiating. My son jokingly says when they go to the booth review, he says, well, they basically go under the hood and they're going to go flip a coin.
Yeah.
And there's probably some validity to that, right, based on some of the calls that we see that are either upheld or overturned. I think I saw the stats over 21 or 22 pass interference calls that have been challenged. Only one has been overturned.
That's so the new rule, right? The one to challenge the call that was pass interference on the field.
Yes, exactly. And so I think there's a hesitancy from coaches when they feel like they want to challenge. They're like, well, is it worth blowing a challenge and a timeout? And they probably don't challenge as they should. Earlier in the show, you said, well, will the NFL just randomly change the rules? Taking all emotion out of it, I sat in Minnesota Stadium, and I saw the NFL change the catch rule during the Super Bowl. We all saw it, right? On two critical plays in that game, they essentially changed the catch rule in the most important game of the year.
Hell,
so
we all think that
nothing-
Major League Baseball's changed the baseballs in the postseason, right? I mean, they're not flying out of the ballpark anymore. So
Exactly. So nothing's beyond the realm of possibility. So, and nothing would surprise me. Hey, the 5-star picks are coming up, or the emotional Aaron 1-star picks from last week coming up a winning week. I think there's some transcendent games this weekend. One is tomorrow night. I think the Broncos can make hay. I haven't looked at the line. I haven't let that data permeate through my mind yet. But I think the Broncos need to make hay now that Mahomes is a little hurt, and that defense couldn't stop me, you, and JJ from running the ball. And they need to take advantage of that. You know, the Broncos could be easily 4-2 if they weren't hosed on 2 major calls this year. And then the Cowboys-Eagle game is very interesting Sunday night because I think if the Cowboys can't deliver at home, I just took a quick glance at their schedule, and it's not Murderer's Row, but it's not, Cherry Puff Hills like it was the first 3 games of the year. And they could be falling to a 500 season if they don't deliver Sunday night, but that all remains to be seen. But all in all, I'm thrilled for the Nationals. I remember in 94, 95, the strike season, the Montreal Expos had a phenomenal team. And it was very unfortunate they had the strike that year and didn't do a World Series. So we were all fans of Tim Raines and that group that was up there,
Andre
Gary Carter.
Dawson.
And now's an opportunity to hopefully close the deal this year. But very interesting. Anyway, James, I'll be praying for you, and thanks for sharing that story with us, Jeff, because it is important. We have an obligation to take care of each other and care about each other. So
man.
Have a great day, guys.
See you. 246-0610. Can they change a rule mid-season? Sure they can. Sure they can. If it's not working, you absolutely can. Do you think Major League Baseball's changed the baseballs?
Yes, because it's been acknowledged by the commissioner.
We're playing with different balls than we did all season. You have a team that hit the second most home runs in the history of the game, only to a team that hit more this year, the Yankees.
And if that's the case, that needs to be like a groundbreaking report of how could you do that.
Well, so
that
you're both playing with the same ball today, right?
Yeah, but that is insane.
It's borderline insane, right? I can't decide if I'm okay with it or if I'm not okay with it. Do you acknowledge you made a mistake now, or do you have to?
I think you got to let it play through because this is how all these teams got here. This is the way they were playing this year, and now all of a sudden it's.
And did you outwardly acknowledge you made a mistake? Yeah. And how did they just now at the end of this? After everything,
so their change was saying that the balls were too good, like the pill was centered, and it just makes everything so great.
So now we've gone back to a defective, not perfect ball.
Yeah, that's a huge issue. If Major League Baseball changed the baseball tag, maybe you like this game more, fine. But you can't do that after you've played 162 games one way, then all of a sudden get to the postseason and be like, yeah, it's different now.
Well, if you're the Yankees and you've built your club a certain way, right, and what you do is match.
Especially
like with the Gregorius ball yesterday.
Didi and even Maldonado, their shots were like, oh, they got him, and then they died at the warning track. You're like, oh, okay. That's unexpected.
Yeah. All right, 2460610. Adam Deal's going to be here about an hour from now. We'll talk high school sports. Hey, fellas, you found yourself feeling sluggish maybe? Just don't have the energy you used to have? Do you want to take care of your hair loss, struggling with erectile dysfunction or weight loss? Fellas, you don't have to struggle anymore. Call New Male and feel like you again. It's not going to go away just by ignoring it. And certainly there's nothing to be ashamed of. Low T, erectile dysfunction, lack of energy, they're all natural when men reach a certain age, but you do not have to accept it. Don't. Call New Male, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. You can feel better. Men everywhere have made the call. They're enjoying the benefits of New Male's cutting-edge programs. The treatments are the latest, taking care of low T, lack of energy, depression. New Male's going to help you feel like you again. Call New Male, 505-652-1688. They're right here in Albuquerque. New Male boasts fantastic success rates. That means guys, maybe like you, are regaining their strength and confidence. If you are suffering from erectile dysfunction, depression, just flat out tired of being tired, New Male is for you. Make the call. New Male, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 and feel better.
The world-famous look
Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot.
All right. Lobo football will be in Laradice. You get a day game. That means you get Saturday night free on Saturday, huh?
Yes, be watching soccer.
So you get to come in, do pregame. What is it? Noon pregame, 1 o'clock start.
Yes.
Then you get to do Level football, and then you get to go out and watch what might be a very, very big match.
Very exciting Saturday here in Albuquerque.
All right, you can get in on what Bob Davey had to say both Monday on our program or yesterday. He did talk, he addressed being on the hot seat, and yeah, he says 3-9, what's going on now? Yeah, I guess that would be the hot seat. So if you want to get in on that as well, 2460610. Adam Deal will be here 9:15. We'll talk high school sports. Bourne says, obviously, I'm concerned, Jeff, when I am again hearing Level football is being outdeveloped and nutritioned by programs like Colorado State and Wyoming. That's not going to change with a shiny new football coach. What will change then with it? Because that's not a sentiment that is unique to Bourne, right? Whoever comes in is going to inherit many of the same, if not all of the same challenges.
And
if there's a change.
When you're thinking back, that is something that I agree with that jumped out to me is like, why is that still a talking point, Bob?
What?
Why are you still talking about food?
Did that come up yesterday? Yeah,
he did that whole lot. They're feeding these guys, they're developing. I'm like, you can't find like tortillas then to pump these guys with like. I can understand that frustration. Like, oh, really? Here we go again. Like, these guys can't eat now. So I get where that some of that frustration comes from. And then, hey, maybe you need to pass that rule so you can get a sponsorship to feed your team.
Yeah. You got to eat. Is that why they're getting beat? Maybe. I mean, is that why we're not building them? Or we're not getting them because they're going there because they're going to get to eat more, and so we're not getting the players. I do believe it's part of the puzzle. I do believe. But at some point, you've got to fight through. You kind of knew what you were getting into, right? And then why were you able to get them to 9-4 at one point? Then you still had all those issues, did you not? All of those issues were like that conversation I listened to a little bit. Is you can't take away no matter what you think of Bob and where the program is now. I don't think you can take away the job that they did, taking it from 111 to the 9-4 bowl season. Now
back-to-back bowl appearances.
Back-to-back bowl appearances and winning one at 9-4. Now what's happened in the 2.5 years since he's also responsible for. You can't take that away either. So when I hear it can't be done, but you did it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the conversation is, well, you can't sustain it. You can have that special season or 2 seasons, but you're not going to win every year here, right? You can't sustain it here, and I wonder, I know Lobo fan, I know Bourne is tired of hearing that. I know people are just tired of hearing that, right?
Yes.
So fair enough. Hello, Lance.
Hello, the crew there. We got Jason, Josh, and Hefe today. But anyway, or whoever, Oshway. But I'm really upset with the James thing. That changed my whole call. I mean, we talked not after he just said hi to me at the party. We talked for 10 minutes at the party.
Yep.
At Hooters. And what a great guy. And I think he might be related to somebody, I'm not sure, but I don't want to bring it up if I'm wrong. But anyway, one of our other sports animals, that's not around. But, we went back and forth. But like when he was helping host the show on Saturday, oh, man, we had a good deal. I mean, when you're hosting a show, I try to help out. I try to call in and be funny. I try to do all this stuff to help out. I don't try to call to be, an idiot like sometimes I show up as. But, here, this is for you, James. I'll do something funny. Hey, pumpkin catapulting is a sport. Did you know in Ed Wood, a guy 3,500 feet could catapult a pumpkin? I mean, that's over a half a mile. So the prison...
3,500 feet?
3,500 feet.
I'm calling BS on that.
Hey, it was Brandon's the one that said it. Okay? So, and...
well, then it
but
must
the
be
thing
true.
is, the prison out there, they made their own. Can't you just see the little guy, stealing the big guy's orange suit, putting pillows in there?
And launching a dude.
Launching a dude. Get it that away.
How big was the pumpkin? I guess it doesn't matter.
I know, but, if he could throw it that far, at least he could get over the fence where his homies are waiting in the truck to go south.
The splat would have been good, too, just watching the...
Yeah, but, hey, after tomorrow night, the Broncos are only going to be a half game behind the Chiefs, baby. Our defense is for real. They figured it out. Get in the gap, contain the quarterback to not make those huge plays. Kelsey's the problem that we're going to have. But you know what? They're not going to get away with these picks after last week. They're going to review that, say he's not going to get away with that, and we're going to see Mahomes be like a crybaby like Brady was when we did it to them. Broncos should be 4-2 if it wasn't for the stupid officiating junk that's going on in the league. So, hey, sometimes you just got to suck it up like they did. Look, Fangio, he never smiles, and just suck it up and come from rock bottom like they did against Jacksonville and do it. Now, come on, James. You hang in there, man. I need you in my family. You're the only guy that talks to me for more than 10 minutes at a party. I love you, baby. Hang in there.
See you. So I'm doing some math here. 3,500 feet is 1,166 and 2/3 yards. Divided by 100, that's 11 and 2/3 football fields. I'm going to divide it by 120, right? The full football field, end zone to end zone, right? That's 9.72 football fields. Catapulting a pumpkin that far? You buying it?
I think it all depends on the size of the
catapult.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a gigantic medieval size, right?
Yeah.
That's going back to the day.
The Guinness World Record is held by...
There's a Guinness World Record for catapulting pumpkins?
A cannon dubbed Big 10-inch.
Yeah.
At 5,545.43 feet.
All right, I'm buying it. So that's not even close to
pumpkin that is moving.
That's like 3/5 almost of the Guinness World Record.
The World Championship Chunkin event is held after the first full weekend of Halloween in Delaware.
All right. The first full weekend after Halloween. So the first weekend basically in November is the World Pumpkin Chuckin contest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, out here in Moriarty or
no,
Estancia?
in Delaware, he said.
Oh, in Delaware.
In Delaware.
Okay. But they have one here, though, so Lance just said, verify with that guy. He knows, I mean.
All right, now I'm down. All right, 2460610.
But I guess they haven't held it since 2015, so the opportunity.
Why?
I guess people will just retire to building catapults.
You can't use the same one every year?
There's an opportunity. You can get in the World Championship.
Is there restriction on the catapult? Yeah, is there
It's probably just like...
Oh, look at the size of that daggum thing.
I thought
it's probably with anything, it's
barbecue grill?
Well,
Dude, that's a cannon.
That's a cannon. That's not a catapult. But
yeah, that's...
Where's that one at? That's a cannon with like a 50-yard cannon. What do you call that damn thing?
Pressurized air pumpkin chucker.
That's what I need to throw those T-shirts out there, man. Yeah. Imagine if I had that, throw those T-shirts
how does television not pick up on the pumpkin cannon firing? Look at these guys have hard hats. If you need to put on hard hats to do the world champion pumpkin air cannon contest.
Serious business.
Because that's the classic. You've seen it once. Do you need to see it again?
Oh, no, that's probably right. That's fair enough. I've already seen a few. How much am I watching? That's absolutely fair. Oh my good Lord!
Now,
look at these guys. They're like engineers with pressurized. Get out the tools, Jimmy. All right, no, I got to tighten it a little here and add a little pressure. All right, and the angle I think is a little too acute. Oh, poof!
You wonder what engineers do in their free time.
No, I now know.
When they get done building that bridge.
Now the tube, the chute, the where you put the cannon out of. I mean, certainly has restrictions on it, right? It can only go so far, right? All right, 2460610. Time for us to take a break. Adam Deal will be here when we return. No, not when we return. 6:15. 6:15? 8:15. Adam Deal will be in. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, Jason. We're tossing. Well, never mind. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is now 8:25. Time to take another look at this morning's commute. Well, it's been a busy one. Let's see. We still have active right now is an accident eastbound on Rio Bravo near 2nd Street with heavy backups there. We also have the accident westbound I-40 just west of Carlisle blocking the right lane and shoulder. We have a disabled semi on northbound I-25 at Coe Avenue blocking the right lane. And we have a crash at Golf Course and Paseo. Actually, that one is clear, folks, so that one no need longer to worry about. Still active accident on eastbound I-40 blocking the right lane of the Carlisle exit ramp with backups forming there. If you see an accident, make sure to give us a call on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
4K a Day is back. Your chance to win big just by listening to us. Listen weekdays for the national keyword at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. When you hear it, text the keyword to 95819 and you could win $1,000. What can you do with the money? Anything you want. Message and data rates may apply. 4K a Day, sponsored locally by Fiesta Kia. A huge selection and a doggone great deal. Get ready to win on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Did your kids play outdoor sports this summer? I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. Thankfully, the weather is starting to cool down a bit across the country, but boy, was the summer pretty hot. In fact, July was the hottest month ever recorded on planet Earth. Hard to believe. Here in the United States, a study by the nonprofit Climate Central found a growing number of cities have experienced an increase in the number of days with a heat index above 90 degrees. Your body isn't great at dealing with super humid days because sweat, your natural cooling mechanism, doesn't evaporate. You probably know that. Your son or daughter's school probably has its own rules and regulations in place when it comes to when they cancel games or practices or move them indoors. But you as well shouldn't forget to plan ahead for next summer by keeping fluids on hand at all times, encouraging plenty of rest breaks, and watching for signs of heat-related illness. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's Ace's 95th birthday, and we're throwing a party. That's right. Head to your local Ace this Saturday from 11 to 2 for free cake, grilling demos, and great deals, like free assembly and delivery on grills $3.99 and up for Ace Rewards members. Plus, get $7 off each gallon of our top paint brands like Valspar and Clark in Kensington when you buy 2 or more. Don't miss the Ace 95th birthday event this Saturday from 11 to 2. Limit 4 paint gallons. Valid at participating stores through October 28th. See store for details.
Panera has new breakfast wraps. And yeah, they're an easy on-the-go start to your day. But these are no microwave and go wraps. These are slow-smoked Chipotle chicken, egg, and avocado go-getters. They're maple bacon, eggy smoked Gouda bundles of portable bliss. And they all pair perfectly with our new cold brews. All this can be yours in an instant with rapid pickup. For breakfast that's fast, not fast food. Panera, food as it should be.
Shake, rattle, and roll your bones to the 6th annual Burnco Sugar Skull Fun Run and Huerto Market. Sunday, October 27th at the National Hispanic Cultural Center. Register today at burnco.gov/runburnco.
Ready for another awesome sweet deal? Your next amazing meal is calling. This week's sweet deal is from Tomasitas Albuquerque. This Friday at 9 a.m., you'll get $50 to Tomasitas for only $25. Wow, that's a sweet deal.
Real corn, real New Mexico chile, real beef, real honey. That's what Tomasitas Restaurant has been serving since 1974. When Tomasita Leyva opened her restaurant, she made everything from scratch using her grandmother's recipes. And to this day, that's still the Tomasitas way. Whether you're in the mood for a piping hot relleno, a mouth-watering tamale, a cool margarita, or a refreshing cerveza, an oversized burrito, or a smothered enchilada, savor the taste of Tomasitas. Now in Albuquerque on I-25 and Jefferson in front of Century Rio 24. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, happy hour Monday through Friday.
Get your $50 to Tomasitas Albuquerque for only $25. Click the Sweet Deals logo starting Friday at 9 a.m.
Go to sportsanimalabq.com and click on the Sweet Deals logo. We know you'll be saying sweet.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-461-2525. That's 800-461-2525.
Here we go.
461-2525. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. The price could vary depending on your health situation. Not available in all states.
The Dan Patrick Show, today at 195.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
That was too much?
Really caught me off guard.
That one crossed the line, huh? Sorry. Now I
didn't know
where
what to make of it.
Now I know where the line is.
The line was just jump. We just catapulted over
I
the
saw
line.
it as I went over it. I apologize.
Like an air-pressured cannon.
Can I come back?
Whoa! Where'd that come from?
Talk high school sports coming up at 9:15. Adam Deal from ProView Sports will be with us. 246-0610. Two lines open for you. Emmett, good morning. How you living? Hello,
Good
Emmett.
morning.
Hello, Emmett.
Hey, I don't know if it's the Dayquil and coffee that just prompted me to call. Yesterday, listening to Lance, I just thought of Big Donald. And then today again, and it just made me think, there are many of us who are like the quiet family members at the reunion, just taking it all in. And, these people that listen to your show and we don't call in often, but you guys are just amazing. And we're a family, whether we call in or not. We're the quiet people at the reunion or those vocal ones that are calling in, cracking everybody else up. And I just like to start my day with you guys and end it with the Mike and Michaels in the afternoon. So just thanks for being family.
Emmett, appreciate the call, man. Thank you, and thank you for being there. You have a great day.
Well, thank you for sharing that sentiment. It really does mean a lot
nice.
because I know myself sometimes I can get too riled up and wound up, and then every
really?
once in a while getting refocused, like, oh, people are just hanging out with us. It helps.
And I tell people all the time,
group hug. Bring it in, guys.
98% of people who listen to sports talk or talk radio, for that matter, never call.
That's
never
wild.
call.
Yeah.
And to know a guy, Emmett, and there's a lot of Emmets out there, and that's just it's a nice perspective. Thank you, George. Good morning. Hello, George.
Good morning.
How's it?
Good morning, guys. The Stars #1 most valuable franchise in the world.
I heard that.
My wife told me I got a little bit excited when I called the other day, so she said I needed to tone it down a little bit. But, I'm really disappointed in the heartless, gutless showing my team made last week.
I'm glad you're toning it down.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I wish they were playing back in New York this week because it could transport them to that Delaware Chunkin' Punkin' thing cheaper than transporting them to Moriarty. Because I'd like to about Chunkin' Dunkin' about the coach and about half the players. Try to get some guys that come on, guys. You play 16 games a year. You can have a bad game, I understand. 3 games in a row, you don't get up. They didn't get up for the Packers at home. They get blown out in the first half. They blow a game with stupidity, and then they play like chumps against one of the worst teams in the league. So, anyway, it's not been a very good 3 weeks. I hope they wake up for this week, but who knows?
Here come the Eagles.
And the alternative, like I said, I think we'll just transport them, and I guess to Moriarty now they're back in Texas, and we'll just chunk those boys as far as we can.
All right, George. I'm glad you toned it down, but just keep remembering that the Stars #1, and they're the most valuable franchise in sports.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank you.
See you, George. I'm glad he did tone it down a bit. So it's on my list. And Jerry Jones came out yesterday and said that they've got a lot invested in Jason Garrett, that he would be very, very highly sought after. Is that what he said? Very desirable, very in demand. What was? I know I'm paraphrasing, but you understand it. If he was on the open market. I don't know if that means he's staying for the rest of the year. Sure as hell I hadn't given him a contract for next year.
No, not yet.
Is that the vote of confidence you believe that Jason Garrett will be there the rest of the year?
Jason Garrett's not getting fired in season.
Okay.
Unless his team
tanks and loses the next 3.
Like loses 5-6 in a row.
3-4, 3-5, 3-6. Where?
He's keeping him on edge.
I would think
but I don't.
Something goes terribly wrong Sunday, I'm thinking maybe.
And even when, to Edwards' point of the upcoming schedule, that's fair, but it all comes down to the Eagles. How do they play against the Eagles? Because it doesn't matter what their record is against everyone else. If you hold serve against the Giants and Washington, and then beat the Eagles, you win that division.
Eagles, Giants, Vikings, Lions, Patriots, Bills, Bears. That's what they got staring at them. Rams, Eagles.
And they could possibly definitely be under 500 during that stretch, but if you handle their business in division, and right now, the Eagles, okay, you want to say they're better than the Cowboys, fine. It's not that big of a difference right now, especially with that team's coming off their game against the Vikings.
Well, okay, so the Eagles lost on the road against a decent enough Kirk Cousins.
Oh, it's a bad loss, no doubt.
But is it a better loss?
The Cowboys losing at the Jets.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter.
Right. No, you're right. I understand what the standings say. The game is this weekend. Yeah, you're right.
Like right now, yes, the Cowboys, all you want to say about their upcoming schedule, that they haven't beaten anybody.
So eye test me.
You want to drop them down the power rankings?
Eye test me. I think the Eagles are better than the Cowboys by the eye test. What do you think? Over the last 3 weeks. Now, the first 3 weeks you went the other way, but the first 3 weeks you played the Dolphins and the Giants with Eli and the Redskins.
So this is going to be the moment of, all right, the schedule, it played out. How do you go against the Eagles? Are you talking 3-point favorites then for Philadelphia?
Ish. I mean,
is that number going to be?
Let me see if I can find the line out yet.
What's that line looking at right now?
I mean, I'll find it. Ish.
This is big on Dak Prescott too.
What'd you tell me you think the line was?
Was it 3.5, 4?
For Dallas or Philly?
Philly.
Dallas is a 3.5 point or 3-point favorite. Dallas is
Dallas is favorite.
Dallas is a 3-point favorite. Yeah.
And that.
I had to put on my glasses to make
double check. Okay.
Dallas -3.
So like, if you want to, it's fair. If you want to power rank it where the Cowboys sit, they're not in a good spot right now, and you don't feel good about their upcoming schedule. But it's can they put it together against the Eagles? And this is a Dak Prescott game. Because if Amari Cooper is questionable, how are they going to create those big plays? What is he going to do?
So they didn't get the ball to Michael Gallup very much last week. So let me go back 3 weeks when Kellen Moore was, and I love Kellen Moore, was boy genius. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, it's stale. And is it Kellen Moore's problem? Is it Dak Prescott's problem? Is it Jason Garrett's problem? Why is the Dallas offense so stagnated over 3 weeks? A, they're playing better teams, so they're not, which I'll find. I'll give you that. And the Jets' defense is not horrible, right? The Jets' defense actually held Tommy in check. What was that game? That was, it was at 31, but they had a defensive touchdown there.
And you always say players make plays, and I just think Prescott wasn't making the throws. I don't know if he got too comfortable, and it was like sailing on him.
So it's 3 weeks in a row. So I get it. Dallas fan is shining the spotlight on the constant. What's been the issue over the last decade? And it's been Jason. He's been the head coach for 10 years, right? What's been the issue? Why have they been a 500 club forever? And well, there's a lot of reasons. That the common denominators are two things. One of them is Jerry Jones, and the other over the last decade is Jason Garrett. Is Dak not developing quickly enough? Well, all of a sudden, those first 3 games, you were telling me he should be paid more than Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, and look at it, he's developed, and oh my goodness, look what we got. Now, 3 weeks later, 3 losses later, you're telling me, oh man, I don't know if he's Sam Darnold, right? So where is he, and who are you looking at for the dramatic swings? Is it all the head coach? Is it on the offensive coordinator? Is it because of the last week they played with 2 linemen out and their top 2 receivers out, right? Randall Cobb wasn't there. Amari Cooper went out early. You had 2 linemen out. Like, all that matters, but all that doesn't matter in some respects, right? You got to go out and win because I'm going to tell you the other guys are down players too. The other guys have injuries too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the buck stops with Jason Garrett. He's the head coach, so he's the one that has to orchestrate everything.
So, with that premise, you fire Jason Garrett and bring in, I don't know who you think you're bringing in. Is it get better? All of a sudden you're winning. Now all of a sudden Dak Prescott is a better player?
Only time will tell, right? I mean, I don't know. I would hope that that's the case, but.
Well, I think then it comes down to coordinators. Like, is Kellen Moore sustainable? Can he get better? Can that offense grow?
6-game sample size.
Because there's always another coach. And you bring it up and you say, hey, what are you going to? You're always going to find another coach.
That's right.
It's the situation, though, of
Lincoln Riley.
Is it just the coach? Is it a little bit of everything that falls a certain way? You know, it's like Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr. Like, what was the difference with Steve Kerr that team was then all of a sudden able to be?
It's a great question.
Like, great, where they maybe
was it another year of maturity of the players?
And so was it
another year of development?
A year of development. So there's so much that goes into it. You're always going to find another coach, but is it the thing with the NFL is it's just like the quarterback position. You get
right.
Coach, but there's someone calling the plays offensively. There's someone calling the plays defensively. While he has to set the tone,
yeah, that's right,
for the franchise and where they want to go. There's so many more coaches that goes into it.
All right, I want to get more into this conversation when we come back. Cowboy fan would love to hear from you. 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Emails come in, jeff@610knml.com, jj@610knml.com. We're on the Facebook, the OD and the AM, Twitter, _JJ Buck, and all across ProView Networks. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the Frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Local Union 412. Find a career with benefits, not just a job, at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen. Call 505-256-9257. Local Union 412.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention.
Local Talk today at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Back at football tonight, Lobo Talk tonight. Robert Portnoy, Bob Davies, 7 o'clock tonight here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Lobo's in Wyoming. Saturday afternoon over on KKOB. JJ will have the pregame show starting at noon with Nedward. And then Lobo football, 1 o'clock against the 4-2 Wyoming Cowboys. Their 2 losses, 1 possession loss at Tulsa when they fumbled at the 1-yard line going in, and then a 4-point loss in San Diego to the Aztecs Saturday night pass where San Diego State scored a touchdown in the last little over 2 minutes to beat Wyoming. So it's a pretty good Wyoming football team you're going up to play.
Wyoming is what Bob Davie wishes New Mexico was. It's physical on both sides of the football.
Run the football.
They run the heck out of the football. They play low-scoring games for a college football team. And the quarterback, despite only throwing for a 38% completion rate, Sean Chambers, he doesn't turn the football over. He's only thrown 2 interceptions.
And he can get out and make.
And he's
things
their leading
happen.
rusher.
Yeah. I want to continue with the Cowboys conversation. So, and Cowboy fan, feel free to get in. The swell is obvious, and we've heard the Jason Garrett has to go conversation for a decade? I mean, at least 8 years. Is it more? Well, let me ask you it this way: is it more now because we're in the moment, and so it really isn't louder or more now? And if it is more now, is it more now because Jerry said it's a Super Bowl team, it's built for the Super Bowl, because you all believe that it's a Super Bowl team that's built for the Super Bowl? You paid Ezekiel Elliott, you believe you have a good defense, you believe you have a good offensive line, you finally have the guy that you think is your quarterback of the future. This was supposed to be the year you make a run at the Super Bowl. Now you're 3-3. Is that why it's louder?
Yes, that's why it's louder. It's the presentation from the owner that, he's putting that statement out there. We have Super Bowl level talent. You have a quarterback that people think is good, but then how good is he if you're not willing to pay him, but you're willing to give your running back $90 million and that offense? You make the trade for Amari Cooper last year. So I think coming into this season for Dallas, it was this offense is going to take a big step forward. New offense coordinator. Dak has the weapons with Cooper, Gallup, and Zeke. And I think defensively, everyone that looks at the team is okay with the talent they have. And
do you think, because I look at them and I think they're fine.
Yeah.
I think they should be a good team. I don't know that I think they're the best team in the NFC talent-wise. I look at other teams. I think Green Bay plays better defensively on both sides of the balls more consistently. I'm looking at San Francisco defensively right now and thinking they're pretty damn good. I look at the Bears defensively. I mean, I'm just looking around the NFC and I'm saying, all right, I think New Orleans, who, by the way, has not lost a game since Drew Brees went down, is really good. I think Philadelphia still can be good. I think Green Bay, we talked about all 4 teams in the North are pretty good. And I think San Francisco is pretty good.
And the one piece that has to be the thing that raises for them, it's Dak Prescott and that offense. Because I'm taking the NFC North, all those defenses over the Cowboys. We saw it head-to-head. The Saints defense is better than Dallas. So can that offense rise to a level to have them compete? And the Eagles, it's going to be a good test, because the Eagles is a team I think more people look at and say, oh, that talent, it's got to pop again. It's got to pop again. Well, just because you won a Super Bowl a couple years ago doesn't guarantee anything. So that's why, to me, it's still wide open. Even if you think
Ask the Rams.
Yeah, even if you think Philadelphia's the better team, it still comes down to that matchup.
Yeah. And sorry to interrupt. I mean, the Rams didn't win a Super Bowl, but they got there last year, and they're right now they're out of the playoffs. I mean, you look at the Rams; they're the third best team in their division right now, behind Seattle.
Who's in more trouble, the Rams or the Cowboys?
It's a really fair question. The Rams went out and tried to address stuff yesterday. Maybe mortgage their future a little bit, but they went out and tried to address it. Adam Deal coming up
30
at 9:15. He'll be in studio. He's what did you tell me he is? The CEO of ProView Networks. We'll talk high school sports then. Got a bunch of emails. A new
20.
Get off my rocks.
Get off them rocks.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Westwood One Radio Network. The Jalen Ramsey saga has become a true Hollywood story. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reports the Jaguars are trading their star cornerback to the Rams. Now, in exchange for Ramsey, Jaguars will receive first-round draft picks in 2020 and 2021, along with a fourth-round pick in 2021. Now, the Rams have been busy, placing Aqib Talib on injury reserve Monday, then Tuesday, trading Marcus Peters to the Ravens for linebacker Kenny Young and an undisclosed 2020 draft pick. Still not done, earlier Tuesday, they acquired center Austin Corbett from the Browns for a 2021 fifth-round draft pick. Rappaport and our Tom Pelissero are reporting the Titans are making a change at quarterback. Ryan Tannehill has been informed that he's getting the start Sunday against the Chargers. He replaced Marcus Mariota in the third quarter of the Titans' shutout loss to the Broncos. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
This This is a cow whose milk became everyone's favorite cheese at the craft fair. But cheese only lasts so long. The impression a small business makes needs to last much longer. And now Vistaprint is introducing free shipping on all business cards in any quantity. Choose from hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company, or upload your own. The choice is yours. The time is now. For limited time only, get free shipping on all business cards in any quantity with promo code 7000. That's promo code 7000 at Vistaprint.com. Vistaprint. Own the now.
If you are behind on your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt or medical bills forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. It's not bankruptcy, it's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven. Call for your free forgiveness information now. 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670.
The Dan Patrick Show.
You know when I fall in love with you? When you play a big game against a big opponent. When you have some impressive moments. And maybe he turns out to be a wonderful player. And given all this criticism, I hope he does.
Weekdays at 1, the Sports Animal.
When it comes to your health, what does delivering more mean? It means delivering more of the best and brightest, the state's only academic and research-based medical center. It means delivering more for families. It means adding technology, expanding services, making medical advancements, and reaching a higher level of care. Delivering more means access to New Mexico's only Level 1 trauma center, more area locations, and more personalized services. UNM Health. Delivering more.
Roto-Rooter jingle, take 1.
Call Roto-Rooter.
That's the name.
Take 2.
Call Roto-Rooter.
That's the name.
Take 17.
Call Roto-Rooter.
That's the name.
And away go troubles
down the drain.
Let's try it like this.
Call Roto-Rooter. That's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Call Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created MyBlue. MyBlue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and MyBlue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. MyBlue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try MyBlue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com. Welcome back to Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery Trivia. Now to the next question. If Adam can get a chainsaw in 1 day with Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery, and Sharon can get a leaf blower in 1 day with One-Day Delivery, what are the odds their neighbor will order noise-canceling headphones with Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery? Yes, Sarah.
Pretty good?
Correct. Introducing One-Day Delivery from Amazon Prime. Order from millions of items. Peace and quiet delivered.
There's no one like you. No one else with the life you live or body you were born with. Just you. GNC for You is personalized daily packs delivered to your door each month. Packs with your name on them. Filled with the industry's best vitamins and supplements. A regimen designed for the goals you have, built around a profile we developed from answers provided by you. And it's from GNC, a name you trust. Don't take someone else's vitamins. You don't need to, because there's GNC for You. Take the free quiz at GNCforyou.com.
Today through next Tuesday, Lumber Liquidators Flooring Yard Sale has over 400 floors on sale, up to 50% off. It's a sale so abundant that it literally cannot fit in our showroom and must spill out onto our parking lot. Or
last spot.
Our yard. Or is it our driveway? Let's not get caught up in semantics. What's important here is that there are many, many floors on sale, up to 50% off. These are the floors homes are built on. Lumber Liquidators Flooring.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, 610 KNML Albuquerque, the sports animal.
Cowboys, Eagles, you'll hear it on the Sports Animal. It'll be here on Sunday night. It's the Sunday Night Football National Game of the Week. 5:30 is when our coverage will start. Cowboys have lost 3 in a row. JJ says, doesn't matter as long as they go out and beat the Eagles. Then everything's fine, right?
Yes.
Division
Definitely.
first.
Division first.
Yes.
You win your division, you can move on. Mm-hmm. Opening drive, we're on ProView Networks. Jason's producing for you there. Jeff, JJ, and Hoser here on the radio side. 2460610 if you want to get in. Adam Deal scheduled to be here with us. Coming up at 9:15, we'll talk some prep sports. Omar says, reply to your question, Jeff, why haven't Cowboys been as successful as I would have liked over the past decade? Every week is the other team's Super Bowl, their Cherry Blazer game. When the NFL releases the schedule, every team and their fans see when they play the Dallas Cowboys and circle that game on their calendar. I'm not sure I agree anymore. Maybe a decade ago, 2 decades. You think so? More than no.
From a fan standpoint, possibly, it's a team that fans love to beat, and if the Cowboys lose and even if the team doesn't play them, there's a sense of joy.
Well, I'll give you in division.
Social media community.
I'll give you in division. Half your games are at home. Yeah. Didn't you lose to the Packers at home?
Did.
Was it really the Jets Cherry Blazer game? You really think it was? Jets play in the same division as the Patriots. You think they want to beat the Patriots more or the Cowboys more? Just asking. The Saints, was it their Cherry Blazer game? I don't know. They were coming out, they had a backup quarterback. I'm struggling to buy that. Hello, Jeffrey. How are you?
All good. I'm lamenting the season as, being a Cowboy fan myself. But in terms of the urgency you were discussing, and Jason Garrett, I think the urgency is the fact that Jerry Jones is 74 years old. And he's probably got about 5 years to live. I hate to be so sober and direct about it, but I think that's really at the heart of the urgency for Jerry Jones. He recognizes there are only so many springs left in his lifetime. And if he doesn't, pull the trigger on a coach that's going to inspire the team, it's not going to happen in his lifetime.
Jerry turned 77 3 days ago. 77.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there's my point. To me, that's at the very heart of the urgency. In terms of LeBron James, I just wanted to make this point in that whole geopolitical topic. I never look to sports figures to be thought leaders with regard to geopolitics or some kind of moral standard, and least of which would be somebody like LeBron James. His message was a confounded fiasco of just prepared thought, and obviously someone else had written that series of talking points for him that he convoluted. But make no mistake about it, the NBA is no different than the pharmaceutical industry. Look at the opioid crisis. I mean, something like 800,000 people have died in the last 2 years. They understand, the NBA, very clearly that China has over 1 billion people. That's 3 times the population of the United States, and they're barely scratching the surface in terms of NBA popularity there. So all this talk about being, a protector of free speech and taking a moral high ground, it's always about profit and maximizing profits. I'm not saying that's good. I'm saying that's the way it is. But I don't look to LeBron James to be a thought leader with regard to geopolitics. And those people thinking that they should, are just that's just not a very wise way of looking at it, in my view.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The money train is obviously leading the way, right? Boy, LeBron go back and try to re-explain himself yesterday?
No, he pretty much just doubled down on it. And to Jeffrey's point, I think that's fair. There's certain times why you're going to those people, but LeBron's put himself in that place of being someone that speaks out in that league and stands on issues. I can understand the frustration from LeBron, given the fact his teammates, along with the Brooklyn Nets, were in China when this was going down. But it happened, and you have to be able to deal with it. And I would expect LeBron James to have dealt with this better than he did. Yeah. I don't think he handled this well at all, trying to play the company money line. But to Jeffrey's point, it raises to the forefront as good as you think anyone is. Money changes everything, and that's unfortunate. Money rules everything in this society. I hope it's one that, while I don't agree with LeBron's take on it, that it doesn't become a point that then everyone can tear everything else down he's done. I think there's still plenty of athletes and players that do good, and this is one where no matter what stance you have, thinking you know what's going on, the easiest thing to say is, boom, I don't agree with China. Okay, but then just look at all the business dealings this country still has and trade and everything that you've touched on. So it's messy. I still think, with all that being said, LeBron did not handle it well. It's not a message that I expected to hear from him with how he has positioned himself as an athlete and as a leader. And while you're not going to him to be the authority on geopolitics, LeBron, just like us sitting here, or anyone else calling over to KKOB on the weekend, we all have opinions that to some level do matter. So.
I think that you can still be a LeBron guy and not like something he does. You can be, a supporter of anybody, but not, just a blind supporter. It's okay to say, I'm a LeBron guy. He's in a lot of great stuff, and like you just said, I don't like the way he handled that. You can be a LeBron hater, I imagine, and pile on. I would hope you acknowledge some of the things that he has done.
And then specifically for LeBron, the way he has positioned himself off the court as someone that is repping gear that says, I am more than an athlete, being in China when this is going down, he had to have realized what his comments were going to mean.
Does Daryl Morey deserve? And because I'm not one, I'm not a pile-on guy. I'm not a yell fire guy. I'm not a pile-on guy. I don't think it does a lot. Daryl Morey put out a tweet, very simplistic tweet, but obviously very, very powerful, that I think the majority of people in our country believe with, right? And basically, what did it say? It said stand with Hong Kong.
Yeah, he's supporting Hong Kong and their
people
plight to remain free from China rule.
So, should he have been more sensitive about or to potential consequences? And hindsight is so good, man. Mm-hmm. When you look back on things and say, I should have done things differently.
To stay consistent, no. Because, when we talk about whether it's kneeling during the national anthem, things that make people uncomfortable, if you believe in a cause, then it shouldn't matter time and place if you believe in something enough. And in this case, Daryl Morey, everyone's looking at the tweet going, yeah, I agree with you. But I think there was an element of, oh, we have teams over there, oh, this is going to blow up. I don't think anyone thought it was going to get to that level where then all of a sudden you have the Chinese government like dictating media availability, which you should have expected at some point. But
again,
boom.
You're one. Daryl Moore's a GM, but he's really one small cog in a gigantic machine, right?
Mm-hmm. And that, man, I don't know what's going on in China, but just in terms of things that we export, and that being the NBA. That's got to be the biggest thing that China consumes from the United States, right?
I don't know that.
But, it's just, when you look at Yao Ming, the connection with the Rockets, how they reacted to what happened with a tweet from an NBA general manager, that's got to have a really big presence, obviously, over there.
All right, 2460610. I do want to get to this J.J. Buck, Get Off My Rocks. It's from Jeremy. Time for another J.J. Buck, Get Off My Rocks. Bad enough, Jeff, most organizations have an office full of mouthpieces. But now they've added social media mouthpieces that really try to funnel you to their sites to get you up-to-the-minute updates about their club, which is great if they're winning. But good luck getting a score update if they're on the losing side. They'll post 2 hours after the contest. We lost the match 3-2. But come to our next home game, October 26th, smiley, smiley. It's like waiting for the morning paper to come to get the previous day's scores. It's from Jeremy. That's kind of a weird one.
I don't really think that fits into
the
normal get off my rocks.
Get off my rocks.
Complaining about social media?
Yeah, he wants updates. If you're going to tell me every goal you score, every touchdown you score when you're winning, you got to update me when the other guy scores. If you want me to use you as my up to date, what he's saying, as my way to keep up to date on what's going, then you got to tell me when the other guys score too. What he's saying.
Okay.
That's like the local news that only shows me.
Yes, but a reality check, you're not getting that from team specific accounts.
Okay.
Just like Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs, this awesome. Yeah. They think went after that loss, they didn't send out a tweet until Monday, and it was some together, hey, we're going to be stronger than everything. Yeah. You're not getting that from team specific accounts.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think protocol should be. But it's somewhat akin to me. I watch local news, and there's 2 Lobo touchdowns, but they lost 34-21. I'm like, what did I miss?
Yeah, I think there should be different expectations between those two.
Hit you with the positive, and then be like, oh.
Yeah, but tell me the story too.
Oh, right.
That's
in
all
between.
I'm
Gotcha.
Just tell me. Yeah, but and they lost. here's Bryson Carroll, and he ran for, well, it was almost a touchdown, and they dropped the ball. You could watch him on, come on, man, later.
Hi-Fi Hoser.
Yeah, I know. All right, I know you see these vehicles around town. They've got the initials IPS on them. Do you know who? I think by now you probably do know who they are. It's International Protective Service, and that's the security company I trust to watch my home. Look, police are great. There's just not enough of them to respond quickly to all the home break-ins or all the alarms that go off around town. IPS responds to alarms that go off at home, which they monitor, typically within 5 to 7 minutes, often less, with armed, trained security personnel. Hundreds of homes and business owners in Albuquerque and Santa Fe rely on IPS to protect their property. If you've got a trip coming up, or now we're headed into the holiday season, you want a little more security, IPS can patrol your home. They'll move your trash cans to the curb and back on garbage day when you're gone. Give your home that lived-in look. Pick up the newspaper, the mail. Call them at 897-2420. 897-2420. Go to ipsglobal.com. Those vehicles you see in your neighborhood means someone on your street refuses to be a victim of property crime. Don't wait until something bad happens. Let IPS secure what's valuable to you. Call them at 897-2420. I see Adam Deal outside our little window. It is Adam Deal, CEO of ProView Networks, next.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the Frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or Dreamstyle.
Deal. Playing real sports.
Oh, it's real.
Making real stories. Opening drive, we're on ProView Networks, as you well know. Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico and all of their social media. And on the radio here on 95.9 FM. And AM 670 Sports Animal, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Adam Deal, the CEO of ProView Networks. You're right, man?
I don't like that title.
That's what Jason said it was. Is that right?
It might be official, but I just go executive director. That's better.
All right, whatever you like, man.
Yeah.
Executive director, it's better. All right, you all right? You didn't have any accidents, fall down?
It's a rough...
You're not throwing at kids like Josue did at the baseball? I'm a little worried about the two of you.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. Like,
do you want to share your story?
I can, I guess. My son's doing little hoops. I'm curious what people think here. My son's doing little hoops. Brand new team, right?
Yeah.
And so they do little adults versus the kids. And these kids are getting pretty good. They're 10, all right? The adults are kind of
on me.
Us adults are chucking away. It's full court. I'm already tired. Ran up and down a couple times. And there's this kid, and I just, I figure, I better like put a little defense on him. It's like he's driving the lane hard, right? He does a little jump stop, right?
God, help me.
And I'm wearing Converse. I didn't expect to play basketball, and I kind of slip, and I guess I just kind of went straight through the kid, and I fell on top of him. So I tried to do where you hold him, and I lost balance and just completely fell on him.
You tackled a kid.
And my son, that's essentially that's what happened. And my son was embarrassed, right? He was just like,
how was the kid?
The way he was crying, and I felt really bad.
Well, you are the starting point guard now. You're welcome.
A 10-year-old kid.
Yeah, my son was embarrassed. He's like,
you got to give credit to the kid,
doing?
Man, for dropping that kind of move.
Well, you know what's great? He buried a bucket too, so it should have been an and one for him, right? But he was unable to.
He made the shot.
Yeah, he made the shot.
But he couldn't make the free throw. Did you pick the worst kid off the bench to shoot the free throw?
And that guy.
It wasn't good. I hope he's okay. Really.
Oh, that's Adam Deal. It's not me. It's not Jage. It's not even Hoser. Adam Deal.
It was my son's first practice with his team, so he's trying to make he's trying to make
good impression.
A good impression, and he was just upset with me. So I let him down.
Dad,
I let everybody down.
Can he stay over at our house? The other guy's going, hell no.
Did you guys continue playing?
I think the adults, one of the main coach and I were trying to, console the young guy.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Game over.
Adam ruined it. Game over.
So, Hoser, what was it, earlier this year? You were playing coach pitch with your kid's Little League team, and you pegged 5 batters or something?
No, just 2.
Oh, just 2.
A boy, and then I hit a girl right after that.
Well, I don't feel so bad anymore.
Well, did the girl cry? The boy cry?
They both cried.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They try to hold it together, but
just don't call me out on the court, all right?
I'm embarrassed.
Well, while the kids are going to first base, Hoser, you're like, that's why you respect the game.
It's just
you don't
get one in the air hole.
You want to watch next time? You want to watch how far it goes next time? Go ahead.
Yeah. Want to keep flipping your bat?
Leave it to the adults to ruin the fun. Huh?
You just what the hell? All right. With that said, you can watch Adam Deal on ProView Networks if you want. Thursday night or Friday night game of the week over on My 50. What do you got this week?
Let's have some fun this week, guys. It all starts now.
Does it?
Yeah,
Other stuff didn't
it all
matter?
starts now. It didn't start before.
All that
It
other
started-
stuff didn't count?
Nope, nothing else counted. And now in the heart of district play, first off, I'll start with Thursday night on Comcast 26 here on ProView Networks. It'll be Monzano and Sandia. I think that's essentially a playoff game. Okay, 4 teams will get in from District 2.
Okay.
And the odd man out will either be Sandia, Monzano, or El Dorado, which I don't suspect will be El Dorado. So I think it's like a playoff game, really, on Thursday to start things off. And then what a beautiful week continues because we've got number 1 versus number 2 guys. First time ever to be nationally televised, statewide televised, I should say, on My 50 TV. So it's Volcano Vista versus Cleveland playing host at Community Stadium, and that has everything that you want. All the stars in the state, everything. It's perfect matchup.
Is there anything of note from last weekend that we should be discussing?
I mean, not. It's been tough. I'm not okay. Anybody who's been following high school football knows, especially in 6A, even in 5A.
Me and Mara won.
They well,
What? They
new
did.
coach?
They won their big in-city rivalry
coach?
game. They beat Gallup 9-7.
It's because of a new coach.
Well, I mean, I don't know why it was.
their
I
money
just
back?
know it was a big win for them.
Well, the top and the bottom. I mean, there's this 50-point rule. I think there was like 4 mercy rules on Friday. It's just in the metro area. So, yeah, I mean, La Cueva and El Dorado. I mean, it was a close game for a little bit. El Dorado hung in there, but La Cueva is obviously better. They're starting to get healthy. Watch out. We hear Connor O'Toole's coming back against Clovis, which will be for the district championship. So watch out for that for La Cueva. La Cueva's hitting their peak right at the right time, but. Now, so you got in consecutive weeks here, you've got Volcano Vista, who's number 1, depending on which poll you look at, and then Cleveland. And then after that, next week, you got Volcano Vista versus Rio Rancho. And then the week after that, you've got Rio Rancho versus Cleveland. And so this kind of 3-team wheel, we're going to figure some stuff out.
How about Albuquerque High slowing down the Highland Hornets last week?
Yeah, and, that's a game you wouldn't think that would be so interesting at the beginning of the season. You don't really have that circled on your calendar, but both teams playing really well. It's just the second loss for Highland this season. It was a respectable loss, too. And Albuquerque High School, they have doubled their numbers from last year, and Albuquerque's looking actually pretty decent. In fact, if they weren't independent, I think things could be better for them. Like if they were in a district instead of going independent a couple of years ago, they could find themselves in this playoff hunt.
I'm looking at some scores from last week, and I'm talking all divisions, but I see a 72-18, a 53-0, a 54-0, a 54-0, a 61-7, a 44-0, a 50-0, an 83-38. I mean, you had some big 44-0, 44-6, 53-0. You had a lot of big discrepancies.
This is what we're talking about here, and it's rough, and that's why once these better teams start playing each other, which they are right now, it's going to be a better finish to the season. It has been hard at times to really get into and follow high school sport, or not high school sports, high school football, just because of what you just read off. That's most of the weeks. Trying to find a matchup that actually is competitive has been very difficult.
There's a lot of them last week. All right, a lot of them last week at all the different levels too. I don't know if that's something that needs to be addressed, or they want to address, or even how you would address. Is that basically numbers for the most part? I mean, some of these smaller places now, they're not all real small towns, but some of them are.
I also think though that there's too many classes. Like there's a lot of 5A schools that can compete with these 6A schools that are the better ones.
I agree with that.
And so they don't play each other really because they're usually in district play.
When did that expand?
This has been about.
I think 4 years ago, right?
I mean, I think this is the third year of this new one. There's a new one every 3 years, basically. But I mean, teams like Roswell, they have enough numbers. Goddard, Artesia, Los Lunas for sure.
Do they want to go up?
Cutoff is like 10. No, they try to keep their cutoff on purpose. I think. For the students, and of course they don't want to because they for example, Los Lunas, they think that they can compete for a state title in football just about every year, as to where if they were in 6A, then it would have to be a special team, right, that would get it done. I just don't know if that's the way to go about it. Just because you won't win a state championship every year, then you shouldn't compete in that class. Like winning a state championship should be special, should be difficult.
Yeah, he's Adam Deal from ProView Networks. He's in studio with us.
Yeah, because looking at it too, and you mentioned the district games, that's finally going to get some pop for 6A, but at least 5A, on the schedule, it looks like there's some good games this upcoming weekend. Artesia Roswell, and you mentioned that Highland team getting a visit from a 6-1 Farmington.
Farmington's been a lot better, and Highland's going to get a real 5A test. Highland's going to be in the 5A playoffs, which will be fun to watch. And Farmington has had a brilliant start to their season, which I don't know as if it's been so expected. I mean, they did win the state championship in 5A 6 years ago, so it's nice to see them back. But that district for 5A, so Artesia is going to play, you said Roswell, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have Goddard. And they're like a 3-team wheel as well. That's 3 of the top 4 teams in the state in 5A, and they're all going to play each other. So Roswell, Goddard, Artesia, whoever comes out of that, I would imagine, to be honest, that they'll probably all get a top seed, maybe top 4 seed just out of that district.
All right, another segment with Adam. We'll let you know what's coming up, what to watch for. I want to get into a little volleyball. It was a big night for one volleyball team last night. Hadn't had a big night in a number of years. We'll get into that a little bit. 2460610. It's the opening drive. Adam deals with us. Jeff, JJ, Hoser, Jason, and you on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
Guys, I got to tell you, this is probably one of the best parts of my day when I'm driving along and Trujillo says something that makes me laugh. Because you guys make me laugh all the time. So appreciate it.
Weekdays at 3, the Sports Animal.
Hi, welcome to heaven.
Wow, thank you.
Here's your wings.
Oh, nice.
Your halo and your bag of chips.
Bag of chips?
Yes, for dipping in the river of Sadie's salsa.
A river of Sadie's salsa?
Yes.
Wow, this is heaven.
Sadie's salsa. It's everywhere.
Now that the balloons are down, head to Sadie's for a pick-me-up. Bring a bag of candy now until Halloween to any of the 3 Sadie's locations, and Sadie's will match your donation for children, youth, and families. Sadie's, serving up authentic New Mexican food for 65 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's Ace's 95th birthday, and we're throwing a party. That's right. Head to your local Ace this Saturday from 11 to 2 for free cake, grilling demos, and great deals, like free assembly and delivery on grills $3.99 and up for Ace Rewards members. Plus, get $7 off each gallon of our top paint brands like Valspar and Clark & Kensington when you buy 2 or more. Don't miss the Ace 95th birthday event this Saturday from 11 to 2. Limit 4 paint gallons. Valid at participating stores through October 28th. See store for details.
What gives one company the edge over another? Maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's taking care of lots of things that help a business run smoothly. In other words, Cintas. Cintas has products that help your people stay safe and apparel programs that convey the right image. They service fire protection equipment, deliver and stock restroom supplies, and make sure facilities are clean and ready. Because when all those things work together, you're in business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Every lawn is unique, and Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque has the know-how to breathe new life into your lawn, no matter where you live in and around Albuquerque. Because Lawn Doctor is locally owned, they have been able to develop lawn care solutions with New Mexico's soil and climate in mind. Whether you need power seeding, grub and weed control, or outdoor pest control, Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque will improve the overall look and health of your lawn. Call Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque today at 884-4433 for a free evaluation.
Ready for another awesome sweet deal? Your next amazing meal is calling. This week's sweet deal is from Tomasitas Albuquerque. This Friday at 9 a.m., you'll get $50 to Tomasitas for only $25. Wow, that's a sweet deal.
Real corn, real New Mexico chile, real beef, real honey. That's what Tomasitas Restaurant has been serving since 1974. When Tomasita Leyva opened her restaurant, she made everything from scratch using her grandmother's recipes. And to this day, that's still the Tomasitas way. Whether you're in the mood for a piping hot relleno, a mouth-watering tamale, a cool margarita, or a refreshing cerveza, an oversized burrito, or a smothered enchilada, savor the taste of Tomasitas. Now in Albuquerque on I-25 in Jefferson in front of Century Rio 24. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, happy hour Monday through Friday.
Get your $50 to Tomasitas Albuquerque for only $25. Click the Sweet Deals logo starting Friday at 9 a.m.
Go to sportsanimalabq.com and click on the Sweet Deals logo. We know you'll be saying sweet.
Jack Thompson here, president of Legacy Mortgage, headquartered right here in New Mexico and a proud supporter of the Lobos. The Lobos are your home team and Legacy Mortgage is your home team for financing. We are a New Mexico-based company committed to serving you. Interest rates continue to remain low. Now is the time to purchase your first home or next home. Now is the time to refinance to a lower rate. Log on at legacylending.com. That is legacylending.com. Keep it local and go Lobos.
NMLS number 249314, Equal Housing Lender.
The great thing about facts, they're proven.
like the fact that crude oil contains impurities, or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities, and the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Get a $100 travel reward credit with a full synthetic oil change through October 31st, 2019. Terms apply. Visit pennzoil.com/travel on.
The Jim Rome Show. Up next at 10.
Here we go.
5.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Oh, you get to start it on Thursday with high school football, as you always do. Adam Deals here, and ProView Network's got you covered. What's up this week? Where are we going? We're going Thursday night where?
So Thursday night's at Wilson. Again, that's Monzano, San Diego. I got to hype it up, man. 1 versus 2, statewide TV, Volcano, Cleveland. The stars are out. Get this, Trey Watson, who broke his wrist or his arm, basically his forearm, in the first play of the season, right? The star junior is starting to get a bunch of offers. He's going to be back, from what I understand. So he's going to be back. Diego Pavia, the outstanding quarterback, transfer from St. Pius for Volcano Vista, is expected to play, and Jeff Davison, the junior quarterback for Cleveland, I believe, is not. So Trey Ortega, again, will get the start. But Trey Ortega has been fantastic, another good athlete. Remember, you got Dorian Lewis, who is now starting to look like
Dorian Lewis.
Yep. So the only thing, everyone's talking about is Cleveland's offensive line, maybe defensive line, is not what it has been, as to where Volcano Vista is just shoving kids around on that front line.
So as you look at your screen here, as you watch the game on ProView Network, so the biggest, most prominent thing is not me or JJ or Adam. It's Pride of the West, that big yellow T-shirt that's right there.
Shout out to Mandy.
Well, Mandy gave you the gear. Help JJ feel better about the Pride of the West.
No, I'm just kidding. JJ, they will make the playoffs. Cibola will make the playoffs, barring if they don't lose to Atrisco or West Mesa, which I do not foresee that. Aiden Chavez, as a freshman, can lead his Cougars to the playoffs. I did my first, bracket touch. I kind of try to, just guess, do the whole let's break it down type thing, which usually at the end of the year is pretty accurate, but I think Cibola had them maybe as an 11th seed right now, which would have them traveling to Centennial, I believe, which would be a tough matchup. But obviously things can change so much. I look at it like this. I don't even know as if after tomorrow night with San Diego Monzano, I think that's an elimination game basically of who's going to make the playoffs, the last team. And then after that, you've got your 12
How many more weeks
set up.
left? How many more games?
So
Regular
there's
season.
three weeks left.
Yeah.
It flies.
It does.
Wow. Yeah, because you guys are going to start basketball soon.
Hoops, man.
Big night last night for Highland Volleyball. Yeah, I was told this morning they won for the first time since 2013. Is that
6
right?
years.
Can that be right?
That's right, and it was a sweep. They won in 3.
I don't even know who they beat.
They beat Bernalillo in
Okay.
3, which is, it's a sweep.
A win.
But yeah, and if you're going to get a win, you might as well do it nice. A sweep, yeah. So obviously, congrats to them. That's got to be rough. I didn't even know that until I read it. I think James Yoda said something about it. I was like, wow, 6 years.
That's good for those girls. It's just, and I said earlier, you work hard. You want to see something pay off. You want some validation for the work. Good for them. Nothing against Bernalillo. I don't think any of us are rooting for one school over another.
Oh, but
you're not rooting for a team to go winless. Yeah, over for 6 years.
Well, I think it's you get caught up in the football side of it.
Yeah.
And the football team and the numbers. Well, the overall athletic department, the struggle that it's been for Highland, but then to see them at least taking steps, breaking trends, that's huge for.
By the way, their basketball team on boys and girls is going to be really
right,
good.
and that's huge for Highlands to be breaking those trends, because we still talk about wins and losses in this, but we're talking about high
What's
school
sad
kids.
too? I'll tell you this: if you live around the area
yeah.
and there's open enrollment for your first, you're an 8th grader, you could pick your school, but then after that, you transfer. You have to sit out a year basically if you're playing sports. Nobody wants to go to Highland right now. Nobody wants to go to Albuquerque High School. Like, people want to go to La Quip. People want to go to Volcano Vista. People want to figure out how to go to Cleveland or Rio Rancho. I think that's why the numbers are with these schools. And
so if you live right across the street from Highland,
yeah,
you've got your option in 8th grade. You can go to whatever school you want.
Exactly. Open enrollment, your first, your first pick.
Pick a school.
Yeah,
and then if you go,
then if you transfer, you're gonna have to sit out a year. Right,
yeah, but you don't get the red shirt.
No,
you get a transfer year, and then you don't get the red shirt. Right. All right. What else are we looking for now? So what are the big races? You talked about the game between Sandia and Manzano for the last playoffs.
Yeah.
Anything else that we're really, really kind of watching now?
Well, with Rio Rancho, Cleveland, and Volcano, that's going to shape out a lot of things. People think I'm crazy, but Centennial had lost to Las Cruces, kind of badly too. And in district play, the rule is you can't be seated somebody higher that finishes higher than you in district. Las Cruces most likely is going to win that district, the South District, District 3. And so what it's going to do is Centennial could finish 9-1, which they probably are. They're probably going to finish 9-1 in the season, and they're going to have to be seated after Las Cruces. Well, if you look at some of the criteria, Las Cruces is not good in max preps. Las Cruces have lost head-to-head to Rio Rancho and La Cueva, who are probably going to be seated above them. Cruces probably is not going to get a bye, and that means Centennial is going to get like a 6 seed at 9-1, and their max preps 1 right now because they've had a really good strength of schedule. Sometimes you just can't afford to have those bad losses. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out officially. Just think about it. In 3 weeks, we'll have bracket breakdown and seeding and selection from the NMAA, and those brackets are going to be released, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's just 3 weeks flies by, and also, you got things to look forward to like you've got the soccer state championships. We'll be here in a few weeks. You've got the volleyball state championships. La Cueva's looking to go back-to-back, which I think that unless they have some crazy mental breakdown, they will. So there's just a lot of good stuff to look forward to as we get to the end of October here.
All right, how about them Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I was listening to you guys. What I don't understand like the backlash of Dak Prescott. And this reminds me of Cowboy fans, and I am a Cowboy fan. When Tony Romo kind of, he would be hit or miss, I don't think Cowboy fans realized what they had, though. They had a quarterback that was going to make you competitive and give you an opportunity. People don't realize that Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys in the two of the last 3 years have been to the divisional playoffs, and if it weren't for a freakish, Aaron Rodgers play, maybe the NFC Championship game. So I don't know what do you want? That's what you want. You want to be in those games at the end of the year. And that's where he's been. He's QBR number 1, by the way, Dak Prescott, throughout 6 games of the season. QBR 1. I don't know QBR isn't everything. It's not end-all, be-all. But still, I don't think he's – look, Dak Prescott I don't think is the issue. I think Dallas Cowboys fans should appreciate that they actually have a quarterback that can make them competitive. If you can go to the divisional playoffs twice in your early career already, I think that's pretty good success. I'm just saying, what do you want?
Then what is the issue?
I think it's obvious. I think discipline.
So you think it's all on Jason Garrett? You think it's all on if you replace Jason Garrett today and bring in somebody the rest of the season,
I don't necessarily
thinking that you're going to go after Lincoln Riley when the season's over. Would the team be better next week?
Well, yeah, probably, maybe. I couldn't tell you for sure, but I can tell you this: Dallas still probably has a good chance of making the playoffs this year.
They do. Let's have this conversation a week from now.
Right?
And see what happens on Sunday.
That's true. Last year I think they were 3-5 and made the playoffs. Right? They're 3-3 right now. Okay, and there were 3 games at one point behind the Eagles.
I think the difference is they didn't start 3-0 and lose 3 in a row. And
sure.
That's why people are jumping.
Right. NFL's a long, crazy season, man, and the NFC's wild.
It is.
You guys had this is a fair question. Who's in more panic mode right now, the Rams or the Cowboys?
It's got to be.
The Rams because their division is looking ridiculous.
Well, and what
right
they went
now.
out and did yesterday and traded out 2 first-round picks.
And you still have the fallback for the Cowboys of it's all about the Eagles. How you play against the Eagles is going to decide that division because even with the questions, you don't necessarily think. I think that the second time around that Giants game is going to be interesting because that Giants team, when you get Barkley healthy with Ingram and Jones a little bit down the year, later in the season, I think they're at least going to score.
Yeah,
points.
I think they'll be like a 6-10 team or something.
But in those games, for some reason, are always close. Doesn't matter who between Dallas and the Giants.
Tell me though, do you guys really think like Dak is this? No, he's not that good of a quarterback. It reminds me of what everyone said about Tony Romo too. Like, oh, this guy's terrible, and then you were like, wow, we actually really like Tony Romo.
It's all expectations and what you expect. And like we were talking with Jerry Jones setting the table, saying this is a Super Bowl team. We have the talent. Everybody's going to feel that every year as a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I think it's some realization that Dak is never going to be like viewed as an elite quarterback, but he's good. Like, I'll take Dak Prescott.
I don't know if he'll never be viewed as an elite quarterback. I don't think he will. Is he not good? I think he's good. I don't think he's great. I didn't think he was great during the 3-0
I don't think
start.
he's as good a pure quarterback as Tony Romo, but you can maximize him because he does things Tony Romo can't. You get him on the move, you use him in the run game. Those are positives.
I think he's good for them. I think he's good in the situation. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's the guy that you should commit to for the future. Do I think he's elite? I do not.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not saying top 5, but I mean he can get you there. I think he's shown you that already.
Look at
and that's
the
all you
Rams
want.
made it to Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Isn't that all you want as a fan? You just
both
want
of
to
your
be
points
there.
are right.
Like,
your points are the same
Mitchell
point.
Trubisky got the Bears to the doorstep.
Both of your points are right.
And I think the problem is we've gotten there, but
and he's
we
better
haven't
than just get by.
gotten over the top, And I think
Yeah,
that's
but
where
2 divisional
fans are-
playoffs. It's not like everyone you just sleep and wake up. Unless you're the Patriots, you wake up in the divisional playoffs every year in a home game, okay? Other than that, I've not seen any consistency of anybody getting to the divisional playoffs. Dak's been there twice, so it's not like it's, oh, man, you can't win with them.
All right, you want to stick around or are you done?
It's up to you guys.
Stick around, man. Let's finish up. Got one more segment to do. We're on your television station. And platforms.
You sold me.
Yeah, all right. Adam Deal's here. ProView Networks. You can watch us on all of their platforms. You're also listening to the show on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be.
Wednesday Lobo Talk tonight here on these Sports Animals, 7 o'clock. Robert Portnoy, Bob Davey. Your weekly Lobo Talk on 95.9 FM and AM 610 These Sports Animal. We'll get back in NFL tomorrow night. Chiefs and the Broncos. A good one on Thursday night. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Hoser, Jason, Adam Deal staying in for the extended visit. I got an email from David on open enrollment. May I read this to you?
Yes.
He says you can try to transfer to any APS school you want after 8th grade. However, those schools have to have space for those transfers to be accepted. Schools like Volcano Vista and Atrisco are over capacity, so probably can't accept out-of-district transfers. But schools like Highland Valley, Del Norte, Albuquerque High are under capacity, so it's easier for them to accept those out-of-district transfers. Also, places like Cleveland, Volcano Vista, Atrisco are growing areas with new buildings, so that's why those schools are at or over capacity, not necessarily from out-of-state or out-of-district transfers. Right, that makes sense. So is that?
But the transfer is what we're talking about with the transfer, though, is you're not going to be able to play. So if you go, let's just say you go to Highland and you're like, man, I want to go to La Cueva after your freshman year, and you go to your sophomore year, you're not going to be able to play sports that sophomore year, right? So you can't play a varsity sports, not sports, but varsity sports. So that was the point. Now, when you're an 8th grader, you absolutely can go to any school. So that's not transferring. You can start.
Yeah, so when you start high school, don't you start high school in 9th grade?
Yes.
Yeah, so when you're an 8th grader, going into high is what I meant.
Okay, so as a 9th grader.
Yeah.
Okay, you make that choice. All right, got an email from Grady. Says, thanks for the redirect. OD and the AM gang. Well, I was ready to come in this morning guns blazing. I was still fired up from yesterday's call and the subsequent reaction. I was ready to ask Dan and people like him if it was, quote, those guys, end quote, who negotiated the NBA's business dealings in China, and if it was those guys who made the decision to try and handle this simple situation with a little nuance. I was ready to take exception with your, Jeff, assessment that I'm certainly a LeBron guy because I thought him or any player getting killed over what someone else said was and is stupid. My example was going to be that what if some executive over there at the mothership/radio ranch said or tweeted something controversial, and you and JJ were questioned about it since people recognize you guys and not said executive, and you guys got killed for your response. And I called in and called BS because my points were somewhat dismissed because I am a Jeff and JJ guy. But, he says, the news about James followed by Lance's and Emmett's calls was a nice, well-needed redirect for me. We're family who disagree and argue and get upset, but again, at the end of the day, still a family. Even callers and emailers who I can't stand are family. And if that makes me a sports animal guy and I'm a little biased, that's fine with me. Love, best wishes, and prayers to my man James and his family, pulling hard for the Monarchs this weekend. Grady and Santa Fe by way of Zano High School in the sports animal. I didn't say Brady was a LeBron guy because of this. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I said Grady's a LeBron guy just because of what he said in the past, right? I mean, would you say Grady's a LeBron guy? And I don't say that with any disdain or negative implication.
Well, we'd have to go to Grady for that.
Yeah.
I think he agrees with the stances LeBron takes.
Yeah. And I didn't say it because of this. That's what he says in here. I'm a LeBron guy because I thought him or any player getting killed. No, that's
Is there really even like a right answer to this?
I'm not certain that there is. I think Grady certainly feels there is, and then Dan and
you can get beat up any which way you go with
right.
this.
That's right. So I believe that maybe there is. I'm not sure I know what it is, but there are people who believe there's an absolute right answer to this. Yeah. I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you.
I just think it's no matter what, especially if you're LeBron or you're somebody that's got a name or you hold weight with what you say, it's going to get out there. Yeah. I think either which direction you go with this, somebody's not going to be happy with the answer.
Yeah.
Because you can say, hey, I don't agree with what China is doing. I don't agree with their policies, but like that check is still cashing for the NBA. So
yeah. And then it's like, oh, you're against America then, It's,
yes. All right, what do I got tonight? I may have baseball tonight.
You do not have baseball tonight.
Is it officially off?
Or has been postponed.
All right, well, then I'm going to say that nobody loses tonight. Big one for United tonight, out at the ball pitch. They play Tacoma. You don't like that?
Ball pitches, that's brilliant.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been using Jeff coined that one this summer.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the place is, right? The ball pitch?
That's great.
No, you can't use it. I've copyrighted No, you can't.
I'll pay you.
No, I mean, unless you give me credit every time.
Well, of course.
It's like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
It's really good.
All right, so we got a big one at the ball pitch tonight. United with 2 matches left on the schedule. They are below the cut line in the table.
Just win.
Do they win tonight?
Nothing else to say. Win, yes.
All right.
Because then the conversation's like, well, if you finish with this points here, you could beat Los Dos if they
lose tonight. Are they done?
Gosh.
Can they get in if they? Well, it depends what happens elsewhere.
Yes.
It just depends what
but
happens.
But it's just to make it easier, win.
Yeah.
We'll know if they're in by Saturday.
Because they don't have
I understand that. Really, when the season's over, we'll know how it ended up. Is that what you're telling me?
That's because I'm done predicting it. I'm done predicting.
Oh no.
Right.
The one thing I will say, they have to score first tonight. They can't be chasing another game and then that pressure mounts like it has the last 2 games. Score first, take a little bit of that
stupid penalty kick or something.
Take a little bit of the edge off, play on the front foot, control the game. Because the last 2 games, the opponent has scored first. And now they equalized quickly, but then they drew last time out at home, and then the Tulsa one, chasing that game, giving up that late goal in the 96th minute, which is a nightmare scenario. Get the first goal of the game.
I agree.
All right.
Boom.
Good. What else am I looking for today? I got no baseball.
The Dolphins named Ryan Fitzpatrick the starting quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they do that yesterday? Wow.
It's amazing.
What are they doing?
It's amazing.
So for what, another game or
him.
2? But you know what? They almost got the Fitzmagic. Like he brought him back, and if he'd have got the 2-point conversion.
And then they ran some 2-point conversion that they never practiced.
Hold on. That 2-point conversion looked like they did not want to execute that 2-point conversion. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
I know what it looked like, too.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not
that
wrong.
That was bad.
No,
it was like, we don't want to score this 2-point conversion.
So are they over the Josh Rosen project? When does Josh Rosen get a chance to see if he can play in the NFL?
That was quick, wasn't it?
Well, I don't think it's done. 2 weeks from now, we're going to be sitting here, and it might even
he's
be.
Got to, you know what? For Josh Rosen, he's got to keep his fingers crossed and he's going to have to take a hit. Like he needs to wind up on a good football team and just be that backup that
steps in when someone gets hurt, like Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, just
He's like a Sam Bradford.
not have this.
Like,
Boom, we're giving you the franchise right now. He's just got to take his lumps.
Like get an opportunity like Gardner Minshew.
Like be Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Kind of the guy that comes in
I don't
and
think he's that bad.
not expecting it, and maybe I get a chance to play with a decent football team. See what happens.
Adam Deal, thank you for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Jason, great work over on the video, on the visual medium. Josue, another wonderful job producing our radio show. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Dan 30 Show will follow that. The Sports Bar comes your way this afternoon at 3. You get Lobo Talk. Robert Portnoy and Bob Davey at 7 o'clock here on this radio station. Big day for you today?
20.
You going out to the ball pitch tonight? Ball pitch.
That's again tonight.
All right, enjoy the ball pitch tonight. Maybe wear a sweater. Go out and enjoy the day. Be kind, loving, sharing. We'll talk to you tomorrow.